Yo, what's good? What's good? Welcome to another episode of the CheckDown. I'm one of your hosts, Smitty. Look with the game, man. What's good, JMIK, man? Eight overtime you had me sit through, man. This is wild.
Man, I had to sit through the same thing. Man, I'm good, man. I mean, like my college team played last night. It was overtime thriller game or whatever. So today I can just sit back and relax, man. And I can have a stress-free Saturday, man.
Hey, man. Pop, what's good with you?
I'm good. Glad to be back with people.
Certified. What's happening, man? How you feeling?
Ain't sure what's up with you.
Man, you know, man. Another Saturday. Luckily though, I ain't got to talk about my team today because I don't give a damn what they do today. To be honest, I'm probably not gonna watch the game either. To be honest, just
Man,
being
it
honest.
tells you. It tell you something when what Florida is a 17-point favorite like that. That's kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I ain't even know that, Mick. Thank you for informing me. I haven't kept up with any of that.
That move to Lagway, I think, has been the boost that Florida has been needing. I thought when they started playing him a little bit earlier in the year that they might transition to him fully. And looking at how he's been playing the last couple of games, I like his potential. And I like him in this game. I think he's going to continue playing well.
What we talking about here?
I'm sorry. Florida State is cooked, bro. I'm sorry.
It don't matter though.
Florida State is cooked.
We gotta talk about that. We gotta talk about that. We got other games to talk about.
All right, that's the show. But I'm just telling you that I think Florida has done better with this schedule than I thought they did. And I think Lagway has been the biggest improvement for them.
Yeah. Save me, please, Pop. I'm trying to get people fired today. Not only
Smitty.
Not only do I want the score to be lopsided, I want it to be embarrassing. I want the boosters to feel how I feel. I want the boosters to call Mike Norvell on the ride back and tell him he ain't got to go to Florida State locker room. He ain't got to go to the coaching staff meetings. He ain't got to go pick his stuff up. It's been packed and shipped home.
But if that ain't happening yet, what makes you think it's gonna happen this week?
It need to happen. They need
to
wait.
Lost to Duke.
It ain't been embarrassing enough yet.
And you done lost to schools that your team has never lost to in the history of the program. So I don't know how much more embarrassing it's gonna get.
Yeah. We gotta figure out a way to get Prime, dog. We gotta figure that out.
And I think what's gonna happen with Norvell is I think if y'all struggle early in the season next year, I think they're gonna fire him because I think the buyout is just too big for them to pay. So that's why I think that like if y'all start out like 1-3 or 1-4 next year, I'm pretty sure he's gone after that.
Yeah. I hope so. I hope he ain't got no clauses in that shit, man. We gotta get Prime, dog. We gotta get Prime. We fucked that money up.
But it don't help though. Prime just got the 5-star quarterback and everything. Like he making a lot of moves to lock in.
Hey, bro. Transfer portal.
Yeah.
Transfer portal.
I mean, he did go to Florida State though, man. So
yeah.
No, he came to us originally before he went to Colorado for the job, and we hit him with
listen. I get it.
Jackson State wasn't enough.
He some shit about you gotta have a degree to coach at Florida State, and he didn't have one.
It wasn't even. But
I don't know.
They hit him on the experience though, sir. They told him Jackson State basically, you know what I'm saying, wasn't enough for him to qualify for the coaching job at Florida State. He needed some type of D1 experience.
Yeah, that was a bad move.
Bad move. They would have waived all that, sir, if they thought he was. I don't know. I don't know what they was thinking. I don't know if they had used their brain. They would have waived all that. But let's get to these games, since we got to get to this slate. My boy got to get out of here. And so first game up here is Michigan versus number 2 Ohio State. Ohio State favored by 19 and a half. The over under is 41 and a half. Michigan stinks. But y'all can, hey man, listen, Michigan is not the same Michigan. They lost a lot of talent, and it shows up every week. You know what I'm saying? They haven't been the same team. I think Ohio State wins this handily, to be honest. I don't know about 19 and a half, but I could see them covering, to be honest. I really could. It's a rivalry game, but I could see Ohio State beating them by 20 plus points. I just could. Michigan is
Yeah, I mean, like the funny thing was, I think I said last week that Ohio State was going to cover that big spread against Indiana. That's exactly what they did. And I wasn't too surprised about it. I think it's a little different though. Like I don't necessarily love Ohio State minus the 19 and a half. I mean, I get it. Like Michigan is going to have, I mean, Will Johnson now, and then the star tight end Loveland. I'm not sure if he's playing. Like there's some rumors that he might not play either. But I just think this is a rivalry game, man. And like, I mean, you see this a lot this weekend. There's a lot of rivalry games this weekend. I don't think Michigan's winning though. I'm not gonna go that far with it, but I do think that they'll cover the 19 and a half. I mean, from that aspect. But yeah, I mean, but I do think I think the first half will be close, and then I think the Buckeyes will pull out. Pull away in the second half. Kind of how I view it. Prop wise, I'd probably take Henderson. He's one of the Buckeye running backs. I'll take him for a touchdown. And I think the wide receiver for Ohio State, Smith, I also think he gets in the end zone too. And I mean, if Loveland does play, then I would say that he would get into the end zone as well.
Yeah, I agree. I just think Ohio State is just gonna run away with this game. I'm not sure about the spread because I think it's even though Michigan isn't like the Michigan that we've known for the past couple of years, I still think that's a high spread for Ohio State to be able to cover. Um, I do like the over under the 41 and a half. I think that's possible for it to hit the over. Ohio State might be able to carry that on their own, to be honest. But yeah, I think I like Ohio State just outright. Michigan is just in a down year after winning the championship.
Yeah, they got a talent deficiency in my opinion right now, man. They just don't got enough on the team. Like they got to revamp it. You know what I'm saying? They got to get some coaches comfortable with what's on the field. It just seemed like to me they need a little reset. You know what I mean? They lost a lot of coaching staff. They lost a lot of players. Like
I mean, the one thing I can say is like they did flip that 5-star quarterback from LSU to them, so they do have a quarterback coming in that's going to be better than what they got this year. Because what they had this year, I don't know why they thought that the quarterback situation that they had was going to work, but it's still.
You don't feel like they just got jammed up, Mick? Kind of stuck with them?
Yeah, but most of the time when you have a quarterback, like you should have guys behind. Like this is not the NFL. Like you should have in college football, you got to have guys behind your QB number one. That you have to like because I mean Georgia for his perfect example. We have Carson Beck, but I mean we got a kid right behind him. That's when Carson leaves. I mean like in this upcoming draft, the kid is going to step in behind him. And I mean he was a 5-star kid, so it's like you gotta have guys behind. In college because I mean like they allow you to have so many players on the roster that you should be able to have guys behind your guy. I'm not saying you need to have a 5-star behind Warren, the Michigan quarterback, but you gotta have something. You gotta have a 3 or 4-star kid in case Warren is terrible like he was, so you can put some other kid in the game. And they just didn't have that.
Yeah, and I think part of the problem is that when you have a championship roster like you did last year, and the majority of that talent leaves, majority of the coaching staff leaves, it's gonna be hard, for that class that you thought was gonna come in to stay. And I think they had a lot of commitment flips, and I think like to JMIK's point, they thought they had the guy, but throughout the season, it has been neither one. Because I believe they rotated through like 2 quarterbacks, maybe even 3. But they just didn't have that guy on the roster, which is why they had to go full court press for Underwood in this upcoming class. So it's just the talent deficiency, like that's been said, and I think that that's what they're trying to do with their new recruiting class for next year is to fill those voids of talent.
Agree. That's I mean that's kind of the position they got left in too. I mean they really don't have a choice but to pivot at this point. Next game I think is gonna be a good one, man. Number 15 South Carolina versus number 12 Clemson. Clemson favored by 2.5. The over under is 48.5. I think this one gonna be good. I think this one gonna be interesting though. It's gonna come down to like I think who can play mistake-free football. I think Clemson has been playing some good football, but I like South Carolina in this game. I think South Carolina running game with that defense could give Clemson some problems. I know they favored by 2.5, but I'll take South Carolina money line.
When I look at this game, it's another rivalry game, and this is like an in-state rivalry thing. It's always big, always the last game of the season. I would like South Carolina if the game was at their stadium. I like them more because they've just been a much better home team to me. From the things that I've seen, Clemson after the Georgia game, they pretty much turned it around. I mean, like the Georgia game, they kind of got smacked up at the in week one, it got smacked up pretty good in the second half. And they've kind of had a slow build up. I mean, like they did lose one game. I think they got ran through by Louisville. I think it was Louisville. It was either Louisville or Cincinnati. But they got ran through. But this is essentially a game. Whoever wins this game could find themselves sneaking into the playoffs. I mean, just to be honest with you, if Clemson wins, then like that's another top 15 win. And they would also be a SEC team that was 8-3 at the time. But on the other hand, if South Carolina wins and they beat Clemson, the 12th team, there's a good chance that they might be able to sneak past Bama, and try to get their way into the football play.
You know it's funny too, Mick. Both of these teams avoid the championship game too.
Yeah. So I mean, either way, whatever team wins has a good chance to kind of try to sneak their way into the college football playoff. Saying all that to say, like I think in these South Carolina Clemson games, like whoever's at home it matters a lot. And I get it. Like I've been talking up the South Carolina D line all season, and I still like them a lot. But I'm gonna go with Clemson money line on this. I just think Clemson's is poised. If they can win this game, they're poised to move up in the standings and try to secure themselves a playoff berth. And so I think that's what they do. I mean, like I get the line is 2.5. I mean, you could just take the 2.5, but I'm just go money line. I mean, just in case some crazy stuff what happens or whatever. What I would do though, I would take Klubnik's passing yards. He's been pretty good this year. I think he's almost thrown for 3,000 yards. I think he's got almost 30 touchdowns. He's only thrown 4 picks. So I mean, he's been really, like his year last year compared to this year is he's improved a lot. So I take his yards. I do like the Clemson running back, Mafah. I think that's how you say his name. So I like him as well. Mafah to me score a touchdown. And also give me Sellers for a touchdown. He's the quarterback for South Carolina. He does, he has the ability to take off as well. And so I think when they get into the red zone and a goal-to-goal situation, I think Sellers is going to run in a touchdown.
Yeah, with Clemson, my thing was could the young talent that they had take that step this year? They had a lot of young wide receivers. They had a running back room that was without Shipley, who was their do-it-all back last year. And Klubnik, second year in the system that they're running with Clemson, and I think they've answered that call. I think Klubnik and a lot of those young players have stepped up and have been playing really good football. Sellers, to me, I think for South Carolina, I think he has gotten better with each game. It's going to be I like how the spread is because that's exactly what I think it is. It's going to be a close game. that South Carolina defense has been a great unit, in my opinion. A lot of young talent. I do believe they're going to have 4 starters on that D line, on that defense leave. But a lot of the talent that they have is young underclassmen, and they've been playing well. Um, for me, it's hard to just go with money lines just because both these squads I think are going to come into play. I would go for I would go for Sellers rush yards. I would go with Klubnik's passing yards, and if I could drop the over under to like maybe 45 and a half, I would take that. I think this is going to be a really great game, and to the point y'all brought up, this is winning get in potentially for both teams, because there's a lot of teams that are playing right now that are jockeying for that 5 to 11 spot in the college football playoffs right now.
So next on the list, we got Alabama, Auburn. Yep. Auburn versus Alabama. Auburn versus 13 Alabama. Alabama favored by 10.5. Over under is 52.5. Um, I think that's a must win for Alabama, to be honest. But in history, Auburn has played spoiler a few times. They have played whatever you want to call them. But I don't know if they got that talent this year. Auburn has been ultimately bad, right? But it is a rivalry game, so I guess you put everything outside of this out the window. But I like Alabama to win this game, man. I think they need to win. Hungry team, man. They need to kind of. I think this kind of another situation for Alabama where like you win, you kind of at the hands of the committee, but you closer to the end than out. I think so. I think Alabama win this game. Give me Alabama -7.
Um, yeah, for Alabama, man, they don't win this game. They're not making the college football playoff. They're going to be eliminated. I mean, they already got 2 losses to non-ranked teams. I've heard people make the argument if it wasn't Alabama, they wouldn't even be 13. They would be a lot lower. I've heard people say that not just on social media platforms, but I've heard it on like ESPN. Like the college football, and I've heard them say it. So it's a must win. I mean, they can't afford to lose this game. One thing I will say is like Alabama at home versus on the road it's essentially 2 different teams. So when they're at home, they're really good. When they're on the road, they have not been. But this is the Iron Bowl, man. Anything can happen. And that's what's shown up in this rivalry. Most of the time, the Iron Bowl, when it's played in Tuscaloosa, Alabama does beat Auburn, and I think in the last 20, 30 years, I think Auburn's only won 1 time in Tuscaloosa, something like that. And the games that Auburn has beaten Bama in this Iron Bowl has been at home stadium. So with all that being said, I do like Bama in the game. I don't know about the 10.5. Like I said, it's a rivalry game. Some of these games could be really close. What I would do is, if you can, I would alt this line down to maybe 7 points or maybe 9.5. Just get it under 10. Because you can always get like a backdoor cover, and you just got to be careful about that kind of stuff. But for me in this game, props that I like. Give me Jalen Milroe for anytime touchdown. Give me the 17-year-old Ryan Williams. Like, I think he gets in the end zone too, and I would also take his yards. I think he's gonna have a good game. And I would also take Thorpe's the Auburn quarterback. I would take his rushing yards because he has the tendency. If the pocket collapses or the play is just not there, he's going to take off and run. And so I don't exactly know I don't exactly know what his rushing yards are exactly, but I would still take him.
Yeah, this is a game Bama has to win to keep their playoff hopes alive. They cannot take a loss here. I do agree with dropping the line down to 7 if possible, just because it's a rivalry game, and you don't know if Auburn makes, like, let's say a field goal, so Bama doesn't cover. I will take that. Milrow has to play better. He has to, because if he plays how I saw last week, this can get real ugly for Bama. I think their defense has really stepped up, but the offense needs to help that defense out.
You got to play complementary football. That is correct. You can't go out there, your defense get a stop, you turn around and get the stop back to them. It just don't make sense. It don't make sense. But that's good. We got number 3, Texas versus number 20, Texas A&M. Texas favored by 4.5. Over under is 48.5. Mitt, you know more of the background on the game with what's on the line today, so go ahead.
Yeah, man, it's another in-state rivalry. I mean, this is about like the 4th one that we're talking about, but this is that weekend, rivalry weekend. I think it's something that said that these schools used to play every year, but they haven't played in like 8-9 years. So like they're renewing this rivalry, which is a big. I mean, if you know any Texas fan, they hate the Aggies like poison, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Aggie fans, they hate the Longhorns like poison. And so to me, Texas should win this game. I mean, my only issue is that this game is at Texas A&M. And it's a night game, and that environment gonna be crazy. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. That environment gonna be something else. Like, I think their stadium seats like 105,000. And you can expect that a joint to be packed up at 105 to maybe 110,000. So, I mean, the environment gonna be wild. I mean, you got Ewers who's a little bit hobbled. But I mean, Texas got to come to play. So I'll take Texas money line. I'm not gonna take any spread amount on Texas. I mean, this is a spot where they could get upset. And this is a big spot because for those that don't follow the SEC closely, whoever wins this game is going to the SEC championship game to when we play Georgia. So this is a game for Texas A&M. If they can win this game, and I mean, not a big win, on their resume, and they get to the SEC championship game, who knows? Like, you beat the number 3 team in the country, they might be able to get into maybe around 15, 16. And then they play Georgia. If they beat Georgia, then they're going to be in the college football playoff. So I mean, this game is important not only for Texas, but I mean Texas A&M.
So they would, if they was to pull off the next 2 wins, they would be in the college football playoff with a bye, right?
Yep, because they'll be.
I don't know about the bye part though. Like the bye part.
If the bye is the champions, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Isn't it the 4 conference champions, or is it the top 2?
Nah, so
4.
So I mean, the way that it works is if Texas A&M, like so like Boise State is going to be like the non-power 4, right? So if Boise State let's say Texas A&M runs the table, right? They beat Texas today and they beat Georgia, but like Boise State is ranked in front of them. Boise State would get the bye, but I mean Texas A&M would still make the college football.
I thought you had to be. Hold on, I thought you had to be a Power 5 school to get a Power 4 school to get a bye.
No, I think it's where you're ranked.
Yeah. So I mean, the only school that can't get a bye is Notre Dame because they're not in a conference. That's the only thing. But like schools like Boise that are in a conference that are considered like a non-power 4, if they're ranked higher than any of the conference champions from like the ACC, the SEC, the Big 10, or the Big 12, they'll get the bye instead of that conference. So, but that's kind of crazy. I mean, like Boise State, like this kind of thing is not gonna happen that often. But Boise State is like already ranked in like I think they're like a top 10. I think it's like 10 or 9 or 10. So they're already there. So like a school like Texas A&M. I mean, just to say this, they might jump them though because they would have to beat Texas ranked number 3. And then if they beat Texas number 3, what that means is the next week Georgia would be ranked higher than 6. Like Georgia would probably be 5. And so you try to that they would be.
So I'm reading the little thing, right? So it says the 4 highest ranked conference champions, right? So
yep.
That's which conferences though. It don't matter. It just got to be a conference, and you have to be ranked higher.
So it's basically the Power 4 conference champions, and then the group of 5 conference champion, which is trending to be Boise State. Because I believe Tulane just lost, so they're out of
So it's
any
technically
playoff.
only 5 champions, right?
Yeah. So I mean,
Yes.
Okay.
yeah. So like
So
I said,
you
like
got 4 spots for 5 champions. It make more sense now.
yeah. So I mean, nobody ever thought that Boise State would be ranked higher than any of the big, like the big 4 schools. But if something crazy gonna happen in the Big 12, then that's a possibility. Or if something crazy happened in the SEC, I mean that's a possibility.
Yeah, because let's just go with the scenario that Texas A&M beats Texas and UGA. They're gonna be ranked higher, in my opinion, than Boise State because those are 2 big wins.
Yeah.
So they're gonna jump into the top 5 or at least 6 or 7. I think that will put them ahead of Boise State, which I believe will give them the bye.
Yeah, and I tend to agree with that. So if right now they're on 20th, but if they were to get those big top 10 wins, I mean they probably would go. I mean, I would guess they would go. I mean, like ahead of Boise State. I don't know that for a fact. So I mean, that's hard to say, but I would assume that they would.
Yeah, I'm just saying you get the number 3 win, and then what Georgia would, because they're at 7, but I think they'll be ranked a little higher after their win today if Texas drops the game. So you get that. Let's say Georgia gets to 6, and A&M beats them. Yeah, they're definitely in that 5 to 7 spot now.
Yeah. So I mean,
And I don't think Boise State will get a win that'll have them jump any higher than what they're currently at.
yeah, I don't think. I think they only played one ranked team, and I think that was Oregon, and they only lost by a field goal. Other than that, there was a bunch of non-ranked. Honestly, that Oregon game is the game that's holding them up. I mean, to be honest, I mean, they went into Oregon and only lost by 3. So I think the committee is saying they lost to the number 1 team in the country only by a field goal. So I mean, that one loss is, I mean, the only loss they have on their record is really, I mean, holding a lot of weight for them.
Yeah. I'll just go with right now. I'll just go with Texas because they are the number 3 team and they have been playing some good ball. My only concern is Ewer's health going into this game. I know he's dealing with, I believe it's an ankle injury, so I don't know if he'll be able to play through that this whole game because A&M has a very physical defense and they don't just get boat raced. So I think this will be a closer game than people expect. But I am going to just ride with Texas because they have been playing good ball, even with the inconsistent play from Ewers, which has been due to injuries.
I'm gonna take Texas too. I would hope that Quinn Ewers can play 100%, but if he can't, I don't believe Arch Manning is much of a fall off, to be honest. I think he can cover. Give me Texas money line. We're gonna jump through these Thursday games. We ain't gotta spend too long on them because they was funds, but we cover. So first game, we got Bears versus Lions. Bears 20, Lions 23. Eberflus got fired, man. I mean, to be honest, he got canned because he don't know how to manage a damn game. And that's the short of the long story.
That is one of the most egregious things I've ever seen. And honestly, I didn't see it live. So I mean, my friend was eating dinner around 3:30, so I didn't see it live. I had to go home when I went to the crib. And I seen the replay, and it's not even just the replay for me. It's that he doubles down in the press conference after the game and says he wouldn't change nothing. And I'm just like, bro, what, you had 30 seconds on the clock. You let all that time waste to run one play. You had a timeout in your back pocket. But I mean, what I learned in the days leading after that was that they called the play and Caleb tried to flip the formation. So I gotta give a little bit of blame to Caleb because of that situation. You just can't do that. You gotta just run the play.
But when you said, but me at 17 seconds when I see him doing this,
yeah, Yeah, I'm
Timeout.
I'm definitely blaming the coach. I mean, to me, the coach gets the majority of the blame because you got to call the timeout. But like hearing that Caleb flipped the formation, I got to give Caleb a little 5 to 10% blame for that. Like I'm not giving him a bunch, but in that situation, like you don't have enough time to be flipping the formation. Like that's not something that you can do. You just got to run the play. But the play's not there, then just throw the ball out of bounds or just scramble up the middle and get what you can get to make the field goal easier. But flipping the formation is killing the time. And like you said, Smitty, the coach should have called the damn timeout.
So look. So when I see him doing like this, I'm looking at the clock like, is he gonna call the timeout at this point? If I give you 2 plays, I'm expecting the next play to be rapid. Like you on the ball. When I see you audible and all that, I'm timeout. Let me get a chance at least.
Yeah, I definitely feel what you're saying. But yeah, the coach should have never excuse me, let me just say this. Once they knew they was drafting Caleb, they should have hired a new coach.
Facts.
It didn't like you're drafting, you've got a defensive minded coach and you're drafting a quarterback that needs, I'm not saying he needed to be developed, but he needs an OC to kind of move him in the right direction. Because you can see
he need an offense that's gonna be kind of built around his strengths.
Yeah, and so you can see with them hiring Walden like that was an epic fail. And they had to fire him. And like the new guy, he does it does look a little bit better. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I took that away from the Bears side, but from the Lions side, if I'm a Lions fan, I'm not exactly too enthused either. The reason I say that is because you had a big lead. You could have put the team away. You're supposed to put away bad teams, and you didn't do that. And that and the injuries, like that's what would concern me if let's say I was like a Lions fan.
Yeah, the injuries on that defensive side of the ball for the Lions just keep racking up. I believe they just lost another player, Rodriguez, who played in that game. Like he got a bad knee injury, and it's trending that he's probably not going to play for the rest of the season. With the Bears, it's what dysfunctional franchises do. Like you retain a coach because of the latter part of the season, how the team performs well. You get your quarterback, you bring in another offensive coordinator, and it's not working. You fire the offensive coordinator mid-season, and you see the poor coaching that goes into this game, the mismanaging of time. Like everything we saw with the Bears is what we've been seeing with the Bears all season. It's just been kind of covered up with some of the wins that they've had. But we're seeing the dysfunction of that franchise. And now you're giving a rookie quarterback, he's going to get a new head coach. He's going to get a new offensive coordinator. I don't know what's going to happen to Poles after this season. I don't know if the Bears are going to retain him. But in my opinion, he needs to get up out of there as well. So, yeah. The Lions.
Do you trust the Bears with hiring a staff again?
Nah, bro. No. Like you had Trubisky, you have Fields, you got Caleb Williams. Everything was supposed to be better, right? Because you got the best quarterback. You got the better quarterback than y'all had the last few seasons. But the problem is you still have poor coaching. You still have that. That's been your problem this whole time. And I'll always go back to this. I'm not understanding how Eberflus retained his job. I just don't understand that. And I think
I do like the rumors though that Ben Johnson is wanted that job. I do like that a little bit.
The thing with Ben Johnson is I need to see if that's going to happen because I think he might stay with the Lions for another season.
No, that's why I say if that's true, if that's his destination, I like that a little bit for Caleb because you do get an offensive minded coach who is gonna give you some, he gonna bring in some guys he trusts on offense to help develop you as a quarterback. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And he's shown loyalty, so I know he's gonna stay pat. He's gonna ride it out with Caleb. He's gonna figure it out together. You know what I mean? He was willing to stay on a team that, he obviously didn't have to stay with. He didn't have to stay in Detroit. He had plenty of opportunities to go somewhere else. He wanted to stay in and finish what he started. So I believe if he get over there with Caleb, he'll do the same. I do believe that.
I do agree. I do agree. I think he's shown that he can create an offense to the strengths of his quarterback and help develop their weaknesses to make them play a little better, hide their weaknesses. So I do agree with that. On the Lions side, these injuries just are piling up, and when you're making a playoff push like they are, it just got me worried for y'all chances, especially on the defensive side of the ball. You're losing starters to season-ending injuries. They do have a couple of players that potentially could come back, but they're getting depleted with talent, in my opinion, on the defensive side of the ball. So I think their next few games are going to tell me, will they be able to overcome this? Like, do they have the guys to overcome this, to be able to be those players to step into these roles that they're going to have?
Certified.
My bad, bro. What was the question?
We just talking about we reviewing the games from Thursday. We on the Bears and Lions game.
I mean, I ain't even gonna lie to you, dog. I was so busy cooking and shit. I really didn't expect. I really didn't even start paying attention to the game until like the fourth quarter when they closed the gap. I thought they was about to win that game, and then I don't know, man. I just don't understand the thought process behind not calling a timeout. Like I just don't
Hmm.
like you just sat there and let it was like what 32 seconds run off the clock.
Yeah, something like that.
Like how does that even happen, yo? Like w- when we got to 15 seconds, somebody should have it. I don't know, dog.
Listen, certified. I said it at 17 seconds when I seen my quarterback doing audibles trying to flip the formation. Let's regroup.
Not just that. It was I don't know if it was that drive. No, I think it was like the drive before, two drives before when they was in field goal range and Caleb took a 15-yard sack. And I'm like, bro, you have to speed it up. Like you're just standing there in the pocket around you, and we've already established you do not possess the athletic ability to do the shit that you was doing at USC. These guys are bigger, stronger, faster. And he's just standing there. And then not only that, he runs the wrong way and loses 15 yards. Now they out of field goal range. And they had to punt the ball. It was a that fourth quarter, man. It just I never really felt like they was gonna win because I was just like that undisciplined and that coach is a moron, and Caleb is really slow. Like sometimes he's really slow at processing shit. He's really slow at making the decision. Like he needs to speed it up. But yeah, it was entertaining.
Yeah, that's true.
Next game we got Giants versus Cowboys. Giants 20, Cowboys 27. Micah Parsons has some interesting comments at the end of this game. He said they coming, man. They on the run. Why not them? Uh, this game here, I don't even really like it. It's exactly what you expected it to be. Like it was ugly. It was an ugly game on both sides of the ball, but you did start seeing like some abilities on, you know, the run the ball from Tyron Lacey. We already knew, right? We already kind of knew Lacey was a good runner. But to me, the game was like it was ugly. I don't even really know how any of them scored points. CD, what did CD land in that game with? Do anybody know?
Yeah, they only had 3 catches because he got hurt and he didn't come back in the game.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Giants,
I don't even
Giants
think
score.
he is crazy because he got his yards prop. He didn't get his catches, and he clearly didn't get his .5 rushing yards because he didn't play the second half. So I'm sorry, I know y'all done heard me say this shit for so many months, but guess what I'm doing right now?
What?
Or
I'm setting up my PlayStation.
Oh,
As we speak, I am going through this shit is complicated.
it's not that complicated.
It's
Bro,
what did you
no,
say?
hold on, dog. Hold on, dog. I,
Shakira, happy Thanksgiving, sis.
I'm had this lady has been talking to me for like 20 minutes, man. Do this, do that, do this, do that. I'm like, damn, all I had to do before was just plug it into the TV, turn it on, and put the game in. Like, what's all this other shit I gotta do?
Man,
Yeah, damn.
man, and you sound like an old man right now. Man, I'm not
dead
gonna front you.
eyes, bro.
Bro, I'm just saying, what is in there? Dual sense wireless controller device software. So my controller got software?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So okay, so now I gotta update the damn software to the controller. All right.
You really have no idea that when you really start playing that thing, you have like a billion updates all the damn time. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to get it registered because I just found out from T Smith that once you register your PS5, can't nobody like steal it or some shit. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, so my shit been sitting in the closet since Christmas. Um, so I'm at least set it up just in case.
Man, I would just tell you that the person that bought that for you, man, if they found out that you ain't used that thing in a whole year, I know they're not too happy with you.
Well, I mean, they gonna do fight me? I mean,
Nah,
what they gonna do?
nah, they ain't gonna fight you.
Yeah, but my bad. Giants Cowboys. Man, this shit was it was a pretty good game, man. They kind of threw me for a loop when DeVito didn't play. I know a lot of people took his props. I hope you got your money back. Some of them sites be tripping. My man, what's his name from the Broncos? Drew
Drew
Lock.
Lock.
Drew Lock.
Yeah, he for the most part he played pretty well, man. I expected this type of performances from fucking Daniel Jones. You know, the way that he used it, because he ran for what, like 70, 60 yards or some shit
He was
on
fly.
on that first touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't, maybe it was 40. I think I'm gassing it. But shit, it was down at 50 yards. You know what I'm saying? I just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm shocked that the Giants lost this game, to be honest with you. I was surprised at how well the Cowboys was able to run. And I hope CD is okay because I know he killed a lot of tickets not playing the second half.
For me, Drew Lock brought that mobility that we haven't seen in Daniel Jones for a while. Um, and then considering you got to start a couple of days before the game and you performed that well, like I like the trajectory of the Giants for the rest of the season if Lock stays the starter. I think that mobility brings that added juice they need from the quarterback position. Um, I think they still like depleted with talent, but for them to perform that well against the Cowboys with the amount of change that they've had, yeah, that's a good start for them. On the Cowboys side of the ball, I hope CD's okay. I don't know how bad that's going to be for them. So we'll see next week um, what his health is, but I don't know what this is like. Parsons saying they coming for what? But like you dropping out of the top 10, you going to the top 15 now. Like whatever playoff hopes you think this team has, they don't. Like they don't. You gotta win. You finally won a home game for the first time all year. Okay, that's great. Maybe you can stack a couple of wins together, but I think any playoff aspirations the Cowboys may have had, they're gone.
I don't know, man. Maybe I missed the bow on Drew Lock because I watched that shit. That nigga look ass to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but he looked bad. Like I mean, Cooper Rush to me is a better quarterback than he is. I mean, maybe I'm slighted because he went to Missouri, and in person, like I don't like Missouri. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But if you're talking about the terms of like leaving the pocket and using his legs, I mean, he was good doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but when it came time to complete passes, I mean, the thing about the Giants to me is they have good wide receivers. I mean, they got Neighbors, they got Wendell Robinson, they got the rookie tight end. I mean, Theo Johnson. Like they don't have bad weapons. It's just their line is not good. Like Evan Neal, the kid they drafted out of Bama, top 5. He as a tackle, he is ass. As a tackle, he's ass. He's not good. And I don't know why they just don't move him to guard. Like him playing tackle at Bama he was good in college. But he has not been good in the NFL. He needs to be a guard. I mean, to be honest. And I get it that their best tackle is out. Andrew Thomas, I get it. But yeah, like that the line's not good. I mean, like the defense is good for the most part. I think the defense could have been a little bit better. Some Giant fans I know are not happy with the DC that they got from the Titans. They just don't like him at all. The one thing I'll say about this game was that first half was atrocious. 2 hours to complete a first half is freaking atrocious. I don't, and the shit was boring. Like I'm just be honest. I mean, the second half was a lot better than me, but that first half was just outright terrible. 2 hours to complete a half is just that's just not acceptable. And that's due to quarterbacks not completing passes and the two teams not running the ball enough. And I just don't get it. Like you got Cooper Rush and you got Drew Lock, and you got running backs like Tracy, and you got another running back on the Cowboys, Rico. These aren't bad running backs. Like you don't have an experienced quarterback. Run the damn ball, and they didn't want to do that. So I don't even know. In terms of what Micah said, I'm not taking him at face value. Like he's playing on a football team. He's in a foxhole with his guys. So if he didn't say if he said the season was over, then I would think he's a bad teammate, man. So I can't really say what he said is egregious because I just think he's so deep in the foxhole that's what you got to think. You want me to tell you something?
I get it. Next game we got Dolphins versus Packers. The streak continues. Dolphins 17, Packers 30. The Dolphins can't play in the damn cold. And I wonder if they playoff hopes, how close it is to being completely finished.
I mean, didn't the Dolphins have to win out to be able to have a chance for a wild card spot?
Not technically. They're 5-7. They're like 2 games behind the Broncos.
Okay.
So, but I think they gotta play the Broncos if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they're 2 games back. And
actually, they don't play the Broncos.
No,
they
play the Jets.
They do play the Jets twice and the Browns once. So that's 3 games they should win. So
it's not completely over.
It's not over, but like they need the Broncos and the Chargers to falter. And I got news for the Dolphins that the Colts are going to beat the Patriots this week. We'll go over that game later, but when the Colts do beat the Patriots, they're only going to be. They're still going to be up top. Because them and the Dolphins have the same record right now, but then when the Colts win, they'll have one more win. So, to me, they have a chance, but it's not likely.
It's slim. 2 teams have been eliminated from the playoffs, though. Just for the people, if they didn't know, the Giants have officially been eliminated, and the Raiders have officially. The Dolphins can't play in the cold. It's very apparent. They can't tackle. They can't run the ball on any short run. I said this in the offseason. I don't know if y'all remember. I said they got 3 of the same backs. Who's the short yardage back? And they came up on 3 opportunities yesterday on 3rd and 1 to get a first down. They tried it with Raheem Mostert. They tried it with A-Chain. Then they tried it with Mostert again. They need a power back, bro. That offense, I know they want to be speed. They
You
need a
talking
power back.
about the rookie running back Jalen Wright, I believe.
I think he's still kind of like them. He's a speedster. He's not really
Yeah,
like gonna
he
run
is.
nobody over.
He is.
Yeah.
I thought the best pick for them was a bigger guy, like the dude from Michigan, maybe
Corn.
Braylon Allen. Like I thought those guys were like the dudes they should have picked up, not another speedster. You need somebody that can get short yards. Who is the Tua can't do quarterback sneaks?
Nah, he can't. Yeah.
They try running the ball, it just don't work. They don't have an inside running game with the running backs they have. They have to go outside, and teams ain't letting you go outside on third and one. It's not happening. We closing the gap.
I mean, I just think with the Dolphins, man, I'm in a division with them, and I just think sometimes you just got to embrace who you are. Like, they're just not a cold weather team, so you got to just embrace that. You got to try to win as many games as you can to try to get a 1 seed year in and year out. I mean, that's all you can really try to do, so you don't have to play these games in the cold. Because
but you don't think a bigger back, a guy that's a little bit more power, could help them in moments where it's cold?
I mean, in terms of the run game, yeah, but it's like their issue is not just offense, man. It's defense.
It's everything. But yeah. I think just like it felt like to me in that game, they couldn't get no clock management going. They couldn't get time of possession. And then when they did finally get a couple of drives rolling, it was like, okay, this is the time you need to slow the Packers down. And they couldn't do it. They couldn't run the ball.
Well, and I knew the shit was cooked. See, when I knew the shit was cooked, when they forced the Packers on a 3-and-out. And I'm Malik Washington, their wide receiver draft pick, muffed the punt. Once I seen that, to me the game was over. It was never going to be the same after that, and it wasn't. So, but I mean, like to me, this was I knew the game was going to go this way. I'm not too surprised. I knew they was going to lose by 2 possessions. I mean, not surprised. The only thing that surprised me was that Jordan Love didn't turn over the ball. Yeah, that's the only thing that really surprised me in this game.
Yeah, when I found out this game was in Lambeau, that changed my opinion of what the Dolphins was going to be able to do. At first I thought it was going to be a lot more competitive, but at Lambeau at night, nah. I'm sorry, I just like the Packers at that spot. And I think the Packers did what they were supposed to do. You got Josh Jacobs going. I think he had a pretty great game. Reed had a really great game. And you just limit the times that Love had to throw, and he played efficiently. We see that when the Packers play this type of ball, they're forced to be reckoned with. That defense is also a pretty solid unit. I think it's one of the underrated defensive units we have in the league right now. And the Packers are playing really good ball. The Dolphins y'all got speed. Like, you got speed on offense and nothing else. And when that doesn't work, it's like the offense just kind of sputters. Jonnu Smith has been playing really great ball. I think over the last 5 games, he's been getting more targets, and he's been being more productive at the tight end position. But defensively, they just lack talent. They had a lot of injuries take place, and we're just seeing that. I think the secondary for the Dolphins have been playing a lot better, but it's just not a cohesive team right now.
And I mean, for me with the Dolphins, I don't know what they changed because they just signed Tua. They're not trading Tua or cutting Tua. The coach, that's the guy that brought in for Tua, so I don't see them getting rid of him. So I guess the only option is to get rid of the GM, who, I mean, if you're in Dolphin spaces, I mean, you'll hear them like they hate Greer to death. And honestly, I mean, Greer has missed picks, but I think every fan base is like this with their GM. Like, we all expect our GMs to hit 100% of the time, and that's just not the way that it works. So I don't even know if they're going to replace the GM because I just don't know what they can do for them to start winning playoff games. Like, well, not even just playoff games, but cold weather games. Like, I just think this is not even just this. They've been doing this for 30 plus years, so this is not a new phenomenon. Like, so but like I said earlier, I just think all they could try to do is get the 1 seed every year and have all their games in Miami in the postseason. I think I think that's the only way that they can kind of deal with this.
I heard somebody say like a weird stat, like the Dolphins over the last 13 games under 40 degrees, they're 0-13 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, something about right.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, historically, they've never. I'm putting out the 30 years. Even when they had Dan Marino, they weren't good in the cold weather, man. Like this is not a new thing. That's why I said, like, I just think you got to accept it for what it is. They don't play good in the cold weather. So you got to try to be as good as you can in the regular season to get the 1 seed, or if not the 1, the 2 seed. So most of your games are going to be played in Miami. I think that's the only resolution that they can come to.
Certified, you still over there with the PS5, man? You still?
Yeah, man. I gotta. I'm having trouble signing in. I haven't signed in like 8 years, so my shit is locked. So now I can't even reset my password. I don't want to. Fuck no. All that motherfucking data I got from Call of Duty. Fuck no. I know I ain't using it playing that shit, but those stats matter, dog. Fuck out of here.
I mean, what was that, like Call of Duty 2?
I don't know.
Well, that was Modern Warfare 1, boy.
it was like it was like Modern Warfare like 2 or 3. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
That's hilarious.
I know he ain't gonna say. I know he gonna talk shit. So Packers Dolphins. Good brother.
Oh man, I was in and out of sleep with this shit, man. I mean, Miami had that when I did wake up. I did see a few plays where Miami had the opportunities and they just didn't capitalize, man. They scored a touchdown like what in the second quarter or some shit like that, and then it was nothing till like the end of the fourth. Like they didn't. I don't know, man. I just don't. I don't get it. Where you get all your guys back on the offensive line. You got all 3 of your running backs. You got Tyreek and Waddle and your starting quarterback, and you can't score points. I don't get it.
That's a good point.
They couldn't score points. They couldn't stop. They couldn't do nothing.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't really do nothing until the late in the second half when they started. I think they scored a touchdown, a field goal in the second half, and that made the game a little bit closer. But
what had me dying laughing was every time they go to the Miami sideline, you see like all the players like close together, like.
Yeah, I mean, it's cold, man. I mean, I can tell you from a cold weather place, man. Like I'm from the cold, and I don't like the cold. Like I'm gonna just be honest, and that's not even playing football.
But come on, man. Come on, dog. Like we saw what it looked like before the sun went down. Was it cold? Yeah, but was it that cold? Fuck no.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? Like we couldn't even see their breaths until the sun went down. So when the sun was up, I couldn't even see your breath. So it wasn't that cold for them to be acting like that.
I mean,
it's motherfuckers out there it was referees out there with their regular uniform. They didn't even have sleeves on.
I mean, did you see Mike McDaniels? Like, first of all,
his whole face right here get red, brother.
First of all, brother, I mean, put on a bubble. What you doing with a sweatshirt, bro? It's 30 degrees out there. Like, I wouldn't even wear a sweatshirt if it was 30 degrees outside of my house. Like, I'm not doing that. So put on a bubble. But he just looked like, I mean, like he embodied the team, man. Them niggas was cold. That's all.
Super cold.
And they just didn't want to play.
Damn.
We got Raiders versus Chiefs. Raiders 17, Chiefs 19. Chiefs did everything they could to get the Raiders not to, win a game, to not lose a game. And the Raiders said, I got one better for you. I'm going to fumble the last snap of the game.
Bro. This shit just is you can't even write this. You can't make this shit up, bro.
Them boys made sure they lost. I was like, okay. Aiden O'Connell in the offense, Brock Bowers, they clicking. looking good, and then I don't know. Listen, first off, people like it's on the center, right? Listen, if the center don't hike it, they get delay a game anyways.
Yeah, but if
How much time did O'Connell think he had at that moment?
yeah, but if you rewatch the play, the guard like they were away, so most of the time, like the guard tapped him on the side, so that let him know to hike the ball. So I mean, to me, Adam McConnell's garbage, man.
Listen, he let the guard know he was ready.
Yeah,
and he realized his receiver wasn't in, and then he just took his eyes up. Like, bro, they not looking back again. Once he tapped that leg, that ball is coming.
That's it.
Pause.
So I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, like the Chiefs seem like the luckiest team on earth right now. I mean, it's just like like they got a horseshoe like right up their butt. I don't know what it is, but this is some of the luckiest shit I've seen throughout the first 10 to 11 games of a season. Like niggas, they're just real lucky. But I honestly like the Chiefs defense, man. To me, like like when Duffy's getting beat, like with regularity. To me, it's looking like they should have never traded Snead at all. They should have just paid him and kept him because their secondary, and I get it, like their second cornerback been out with that broken leg thing. And, I think it's ever since week 8, since he went out, they went from 8th in DVOA to like in the mid-20s. So it's making a difference, but they're also not getting after the quarterback. I think in this game, Chris Jones had 3 sacks, but throughout the duration of the season, they really haven't been getting pressure on the quarterback, and that's been allowing their secondary to get cooked. And this is a Raiders team with a lot of injuries, with a backup quarterback, Aiden McConnell, who's not even that good to me. And they almost beat the Chiefs. So if I'm the Chiefs coaching staff, man, like they got 10 days to their next game. Like they got a lot to work on, man. Like they gotta, if they want to three-peat, they can't play like this. Because sooner or later, like the luck gonna run out.
Sir, Pop.
Man. My bad. Oh damn! I thought my mic was off. I mean, Vic pretty much said it all, man. Like, I just don't like to watch the Chiefs play this bad every week, and it's like it's like teams are losing these games every week, and it is very hard. I remember there was a point in time when, even though I didn't like the Chiefs, I would watch them because I'm like, man, these motherfuckers, they just execute, they get it done, like they just a well-oiled machine. This shit looks awful. This shit looks awful, man. That secondary is not what it was last year. Patrick Mahomes is, I don't know, dog. Like he has moments here and there, but for the most part, this shit looks awful. And the Raiders,
Low key pissed me off about the Raiders. You didn't find out Brock Bowers was him until the third quarter.
bruh.
Like what?
I mean, they was bracketing him. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to take him out because they real bad against tight ends. But the Raiders kept them in this game, dog.
Low-key felt like it didn't matter how they covered that man. That man was doing them nasty.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
The Raiders kept them in this game, man. It's pretty point blank. They did. And at the end of the, bruh, all they missed 3 field goals.
Yeah.
And 2 of the field goals was makeable, but it was either a holding or a fucking sack or some shit. And I'm like, y'all act like y'all don't even want to beat these motherfuckers.
They don't. They're trying to get their quarterback. Whichever quarterback that is. Listen, I hope that's what they do, because if not, it's gonna be a lot of sad Raider fans on Twitter.
Well, the problem is it's with the Giants, the Raiders, and the Jags. They have been switching who's gonna have the number 1 pick the last couple of weeks, and I think that's gonna continue until the end of the season.
A loss today, Pop, eliminates the Jags, right? Officially.
I believe I believe so. And then so now maybe the Jags move back to 1. I don't know, but that to me that's the interesting thing about this is you have 3 teams competing for the number 1 spot, and now you got to go by strength of schedule, conference. Like it, it's a lot of mathematics that's going into that, but
Somebody needs somebody to win a game at this point.
essentially somebody got to win. But I'll say this: good teams win, bad teams lose. And what I mean when I say that, a good team will figure out how to pull the win out, and a bad team is gonna play bad. They're gonna lose the game. The Raiders did have this game in the bag, but I think it's self-inflicted uh penalties that hurt them, and then also the special teams play just wasn't there. You had a kicker who been playing pretty well, and you're missing quote unquote easy kicks. And I think that's been the tale of the NFL this year. You have kickers who've had good games. Now you're missing kicks, extra points. You're leaving points on the board. It's a lot. A lot of games are a lot closer or tighter than the game flow will indicate. But hey, the Chiefs got healthy. They got Pacheco back. I believe Minu came back for them as well for this game. So the Chiefs are starting to get healthy right now. And they're stacking up these wins to make a run for the 1 seed in the AFC. And that's all. I think that's all you need to do because you get that bye. And I think that's what the Chiefs are playing for at this moment. And we know what the Chiefs can do in the playoffs. So whatever the regular season play is, I think they'll get it worked out. Yeah, the Raiders, they just need a quarterback at this point. You see that they got the talent in Bowers. You see that they did give some offensive line pieces. I still think they're deficient on that line though, but they have been playing pretty well. You don't have a running back for real. But your D line is performing. Like Crosby was a monster in this game. So yeah,
Do
2
the
teams
Chiefs
going to
have the worst tackle tandem in the league?
Oh man, that was whew.
Nah, I can't say that because I think my team got the worst tackle tandem in the league.
Bro, I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. Listen. It was to the point. I don't know if y'all seen it. It was to the point the tackle got beat so bad he just tackled Buddy. He said, "Hey, look, bro, you ain't nah, you ain't getting me again."
Bro, I don't know if it was Crosby that came off the left tackle edge, but bro was so slow that by the time he went to make the block, he touched nothing but air, and the edge was already around him to get the sack. It was insane, bro.
But that was disgusting. I've never seen nothing like that. Jesus Christ.
I mean, my only thing is like, I mean, I get people want to push off on last year with the Chiefs. I look at every year as a different year, and I get bad teams find ways to lose. The problem is you get in the playoffs, you're not playing bad teams no more though. Maybe your first game, maybe, but like to get to the AFC Championship game, you're gonna have to play a team, like a team like maybe like the Ravens or the Steelers. Probably not the Bills because the Bills are the 2 seed right now, but you're gonna. To get out the divisional round, you're gonna have to play somewhat of a good team, a team that would have won their first playoff game. That's my only pushback on. Oh, well, they'll get it together. I don't know. Like they got Pacheco back, and it's still only scored 19 points. And they got like the D lineman back, and I mean he helped them, but I think it was more of Chris Jones just being a game wrecker though. Like Chris Jones was wrecking that game. Like I think he had like 3 sacks. So, but I mean,
I do agree, especially how the AFC is shaping up. I think it's a lot of quality teams that's going to be in the playoffs. So I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be easy.
This last run for the AFC is going to be crazy.
Yeah, man, and there's a lot of matchups that's coming up in the later weeks that's going to determine playoff seeding and divisional winners.
Because technically speaking, I know it's a 1 game difference, but 3 through 7 is pretty much a 1 game difference. Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Chargers, Houston, Denver.
Yeah,
they're all like 1 game apart. Like,
yeah, I mean that's true because like the Steelers and the Ravens, I mean, like it's
the only difference is one team played 1 game more than the other one.
Well, yeah, and the Steelers and the Ravens have to play each other too. So I mean, it's down the stretch. It's going to get interesting. But I can say the same thing in the NFC too, though. I mean, if you go
no, yeah, for sure.
3-8. I mean, it's not a lot of difference.
4-8.
Well, I mean Seattle's at 3, so.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah. But they got it like mixed up. So like.
Well, I mean, like the division. So.
I would go from Washington down. It ain't much difference.
Well, yeah, Washington now. We also got those because Seattle and the Cardinals got the same record. It's just that Seattle got like the better divisional record. That's all.
Yeah. So yeah, it ain't really much. Really, bro. Really, you might can go to 11. All those teams, all the way down to 11, really got a chance to run it.
Yeah, so there's a lot of teams that's still in the race, still in the race to make the playoffs. So
yeah, it's gonna be a crazy last few weeks. All right, first game of tomorrow we got Colts versus Patriots. Colts favored by 2.5. Over under is 42.5.
Yeah, I mean I'll go first. It's my game. I said it earlier, man. Like I think the Colts are gonna win. Like, I think the Patriots have always had issues with mobile quarterbacks. And I mean AR is a dual threat, so I just think as long as he don't turn over the ball, I think the Colts are gonna win. My defense has been struggling against quarterback. Like I think like the last 10 quarters, like we've given up like 7-8 touchdown passes and just a lot of it's just like the defense we're running. I don't understand. I mean, like you got to shut down corner in Gonzalez. But in the Rams game, you just keep him on one side of the field. Like you don't try to put him on one guy, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. That and I mean, like the offensive line is just not good. I think like the Colts D line is going to have their way with my offensive line because it's just not good. So so I got the Colts winning. One thing I would say is, like I said last week, take Drake May for 25 rushing yards. That's like an easy bet to win. Also take a Demario Douglas for his yards. I mean, he's pretty much our best receiver in terms of creating separation. I take him for 25 yards, and I would take Hunter Henry for 25 because that's a Drake May's a safety valve. For the Colts, I would definitely take Jonathan Taylor for anytime touchdown. I don't know if I'm not sure if Josh Downs is playing this game because it's rumored that he might not play. But going against the Patriots, like I would just not bet on the number one wide receiver on the other side. I would stay away from that.
Dang, you picked against your team this week, Nick.
Man, but I'm all for the draft position at this point, man.
Y'all won't be eliminated today, though, right?
I mean, if we lose this week, I think we will be.
Y'all will be 3-10. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be eliminated.
Which I have no issue with.
I think the coach should capitalize on this opportunity, seeing that they're not, they have a chance. They're on a run. They're trying to make whatever they can out of this season remaining. Anthony Richardson to me just got to play better. I mean, if he can step his game up, down this stretch, I don't think they have a really crazy stretch of games coming up. They got the Patriots, Broncos, Titans, Giants, Jags. They got an opportunity of winning every one of those games. And I mean, it starts today. I mean, if Anthony Richardson can play better, I like the Colts to win. But the Patriots also ain't a slouch team. I know they 3-9, but it's almost like a little baby rivalry right here too. You know what I mean? Maybe the Patriots pull one out and upset them. I know that'll make Mick very upset though.
No, I mean, so let me say this, right? I'm not going to be upset because I hate the Colts like poison. So I mean, if we win, I'm not going to be too mad.
Yeah, but when you win, right, it takes you. It's going to take you like 4 or 5 spots up.
I mean, we still got 2 games against the Bills. We got a game against the Cardinals. I mean, these are games we're not going to win anyway. So,
yeah. Well, yeah, give me the Colts. Give me Jonathan Taylor anytime touchdown. Give me. Yeah, I like Demario Douglas. I've been betting with him for a few weeks. Give me his receiving yards, and give me. I think they got Ramondre. No. What's the other dude? What's the other running back? Yeah.
Gibson.
Gibson. I think they got him for like a half a catch. I took him for the half a catch.
Half a catch is crazy though.
Yeah, you just need one. It was half. I was like, I'm gonna try. Whatever. I mean, he on a little a prayer ticket, a little prayer ticket. But
I mean, like, the half a catch thing that might happen because I mean when he's in the game, like they tend to throw screens to him. So,
but yeah, I took that. Yeah, so that's hot cert. What's up, you?
I'm not expecting much from this game. Anthony Richardson, I just don't. I don't know, man. I don't know what to think of him or the Colts or what the fuck they're doing. I will say that the Patriots do put forth some grit and effort, but you know, where they put forth effort, they lack a talent. You know, whereas like on the other side, Indianapolis, in my opinion, they got too much talent to be playing the way that they are. It's not making any sense, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I just expected them to play so much better. And at this point, I've just completely given up faith in believing in the Colts coaching staff as far as developing Anthony Richardson. I don't know what he is. Um, they clearly don't know what he is either. Um, I don't know, man. But I'm enjoying it. And if you're watching, fuck you, CeeLo. That's all. That's all.
That's crazy.
the crazy story.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I agree with what Sir said. I'm just not sure what's happening with the Colts. Um, I thought they were gonna sit AR to give him time, but that's clearly not the plan that they have. I do think the Colts will win just because, to the point that JMIK and Sark said, you just lack talent at key positions, and I think the Colts will be able to take advantage of that. I will say Drake May's. I'll take Drake May's line, either his rushing yard or his passing yard line. Um, I do like Hunter Henry to get his receptions. Um, I'm not sure on the Colts side of the ball. I'm tending to stay away from placing any player props for them. But I'll just probably take the Colts money line just straight up.
I'm muted like a mug. I was just over here looking while y'all was talking, bro. The NFC South, NFC West, and the AFC South. That's some crazy like the NFC South, bro. Like really, technically speaking, Pop's still in the race. If you really
No, we not.
Technically, you still in the race.
Yeah, I think technically you are.
Technically, Tampa Bay and Atlanta. It's only, to be honest, Pop, you only 2 games out of first place.
I played
Tampa
the Rams.
Bay 1 game out of first place.
I played the Rams this week. I still have the Packers to play and the Commanders to play.
I'm just saying, technically, right now, today.
I hear you. I hear you. Mathematically, we are in the race. I am being realistic, though. we not really in the mix for real. I think we have too many, especially when it comes to, if you're looking at the division, I think we only have 2 wins in the division. I think the real race in the South is going to be between the Bucks and the Falcons, which I thought that this year anyway. I had this as the Bucks division to lose and the Falcons division to win. And looking at the trajectory of these teams, if the Falcons, listen, the Bucks could potentially make the playoffs even if the Falcons went out, because if the Bucks go, 5-1 in their next 6, they can make a wild card spot. The problem, I don't think they'll be able to win the division just because the Falcons did sweep them. So there's that. But
They got to win by a game, right?
yeah,
they do. I mean, but they're only one game behind.
Yeah, and the Falcons have the Chargers and
the Vikings too, I think.
And the Vikings coming up in their next 2 games, and those are going to be tough games.
And I think
NFC West is the craziest though.
And I still think they got to play the Panthers too. I mean, the Panthers have been playing a lot.
I believe their next couple of games is going to be like their next 4 in their last 6. They play the Panthers, I think.
The last game of the season.
Yeah, the last game of the season, and then I believe they still have the Commanders as the game before the Panthers as well.
I mean, the Giants game for them should be easy, but I mean, the Giants and the Raiders, they should be able to win those games, but they still the Chargers, the Vikings, and the Commanders game are going to be kind of tough. I'm not gonna lie.
And then the NFC West is 6-5, 6-5, 5-6, 5-6. Like a loss today from Seattle or tomorrow, Seattle and Arizona could have a 4-way tie in that conference if you get a Rams win in San Francisco.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what you kind of want to see though, going down the stretch. I mean, like you want to see these divisions close. I mean, what you don't want is like you don't want a Buffalo Bills situation where they're like 6 games up with like 5 or like 6 to go. Like that. I mean, you don't want to see that.
Yeah, because I believe with the Bills win, they clinch the division.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Division.
Yeah, this week if they win tomorrow, they clinch the division.
Yeah, I think so. Because I mean, they're 9-2. The next team is
5-7.
But the thing is, they beat the Dolphins twice already. Yeah. So it's more. It's like they're up like 5.5, and so they'll play the Niners. That'll be their 11th game of the season. After that, there's only 6 games left. If they win,
the AFC North gonna be a tight fight too, huh?
Yes,
between 2 teams.
Yes, the Steelers and the Ravens. Yeah. I mean, even in the South though, you got the Texans and the Texans and the Colts. The Colts are 2 games back. The only problem is they lost to the Texans 2 times. So it's that whole 2.5 game thing. So
yeah. And then you got the NFC North a little.
Yeah, it's a little jumbled there.
They got a 3-team race. It's gonna be fun. This technically gonna be fun. All right, we got Steelers versus Bengals. Bengals favored by 3. Over under is 47.5. Nate, you working on the time frame? You can go first.
Bengals, Steelers. This is tough, man. Like, I want to go Bengals, but I don't trust their defense, so I'm gonna go Steelers money line. I just think the Steelers, their defense is gonna be able to slow down the Bengals enough, and I can't say that the Bengals will be able to slow down the Steelers offense, even though the Steelers offense to me in the red zone ain't exactly great. But I just think TJ Watt is such a difference maker that I mean he's going to impact the game in a way where it's going to allow the Steelers to win. Props I like in this game. I do like Chase Brown for anytime touchdown. I do like Jamar Chase for a touchdown. Give me my boy Pickens for a touchdown. And I think Freiermuth should get an end zone this week, so I'm going to take him for a touchdown too.
Yeah, I'm going with the Steelers. I think the Bengals are scratching for life at this point. I think a loss today will completely eliminate their season. And I just don't. I think obviously the Bengals. I don't know what happened to them this year. To be honest, they look like a completely different team than usual. I know they start slow, but it seems like they haven't been able to get their foot on the ground to this point. So give me the Steelers. I like everything Mick said, but the Freiermuth one. I don't really bet with Freiermuth that much, but with his receptions or receiving yards, I might take. But I might ride with Mick today and take him. I ain't gonna lie. I might see that. I might put him on the ticket, man, because he might go off. The Bengals. I like. What's the dude? Eric All? Is that the dude they've been using a lot?
But I think he's hurt though.
Okay.
All got hurt. I want to say 4 games ago. He's on the IR right now for the Bengals. It's
I mean, they got the other tight end though. I
Gasecki.
think well, I mean, yeah, but he's their starter. But like, they have another young tight end. I think his name is, I think it's like Tanner something. I think it's like Tanner Hudson or something like that. So they got two young guys, but I think Gesicki's the guy. If you're going to bet on a tight end, I think he's the guy you should bet on.
Go ahead, Pop.
Yeah, I just can't trust the Bengals defense to consistently make stops because I know that offense is going to put up points. Burrow is going to put up points. He's been playing phenomenally, though the record doesn't show it. Um, yeah, but I just can't trust that Bengals defense to make a stop to win the game. And then the special teams for the Bengals, their kicker has just kind of been inconsistent the last couple of games. Um, yeah, I like the Steelers. I just think that defense is going to be able to make stops, create havoc on that Bengals line. The thing, this Steelers offense though, when they seem to get in the red zone, it, they sputter. I don't know what it is, but they're not good in the red zone. Uh, and I don't think you can win this game just with field goals because I think the Bengals will be able to put up touchdowns. So you have to match that offense offensive production. Um, but I will go. I'll take the spread. I'll take the 3 because I don't think this is going to be a blowout game for real. I think it'll be a pretty close game. I also will take the over on points because I think they'll be able to get like 21, 28 type scoring to be able to hit the over on that.
Certified.
I'm really confused. Maybe I'm missing something. Why are the Bengals favorite in this game?
Y'all was
It,
confused a bit too.
I think
uh,
that they're playing
I think it's
Cincinnati.
because they're at home, maybe.
they're at
Yeah,
home. Um,
Yeah,
oof. Uh, I don't know this. I don't know. Maybe Vegas knows something I don't. But I'm not going to sit here and say that the Steelers are world beaters. But um, they run the ball and they play really good defense. The pass game is up and down. I don't get this. I'm definitely taking what's his name, Warren, the running back number 2.
Yeah.
I always like his yards and Pickens for a 20 plus yarder. He at least gets one bomb a game. Well, 20 ain't a bomb, but you know what I mean. And on the other side, man, if 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 Chase is on the field, him and Joe is 9 times out of 10 gonna be locked in. But I don't see why the Bengals are favored here. I would, if anything, I would think it would be minus Pittsburgh 3 points, but we'll see.
yeah, I think it had a lot to do with that their last game against the Browns. I mean, I think Vegas doesn't. I don't think Vegas has a lot of confidence in the Steelers. I think that's what that has a lot to do with.
All right, we got Chargers versus Falcons. Chargers favored by 1. Over under is 47.5. I mean, this is one of those games I was just talking about, man. Falcons got on their schedule. I mean, could be. I like it. I like the Chargers today.
I mean, but it's a crucial game for both teams, though, because if you look at the standings, the Chargers got to. They're not winning their division, man. They got to keep winning. I mean, there's teams behind them like the Colts and the Dolphins and even the Bengals. Like they're behind them, and if you start losing, you might find yourself out the playoffs. So, I do like the Chargers in this game. Like I picked the Chargers last week against the Ravens. I just think the Chargers, they were up early in that game. They had a chance to put the Ravens away, and they just couldn't do it. Um, but I don't think the Falcons are playing particularly well. The only thing I'd say is that the Falcons' defensive weakness, to me, is their corners and their pass rush. Um, The only problem is the Chargers don't have good enough offensive wide receivers, I think, to blow this game out the water. Like, I think if the Chargers had better wide receivers, like I would say no doubt, like they would win by 7 to 10 points. But I mean, they pretty much have Ladd and Will Dissly. I mean, you can't depend on Quentin Johnson. You can't depend on him for
Can
nothing.
we bet on drops? God.
But yes, you can't depend on him for nothing. JK got hurt. I don't think JK is playing this game, so it's gonna pretty much be Gus Edwards. And I think they got another run. Like I think the backup to Gus is like I think he's like a Michigan running back. He went to Michigan. Like I think Harbaugh. He was coached by Harbaugh back a few years ago. But I just like the Chargers defense. I just think they're going to shut down the Falcons. The Falcons obviously hasn't really been playing that well. They're not really using Bijan the way they should. So I'm gonna go Chargers minus the 1. I do think this game has the ability to go over though because
Haskins.
Haskins, yeah, and he definitely played for Michigan.
Yep.
I think this game can go over. Props I'm looking at. I do like Kirk for 2 touchdowns. I do like Ladd for a touchdown. And I do like Drake London for a touchdown.
Certified?
This another one. I'm confused by this. Like, just the foul. I don't know. Is this 1 o'clock? Is this probably one of those West Coast teams playing on the East Coast at 1 o'clock? I don't know, man. The Chargers had a tough one Thursday night. That one slipped away from them. And who J.K. Dobbins, he's out, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, J.K. out.
Yeah, he hurt his knee in the Ravens game, and I think that's what started kind of trending down for the Chargers. For them,
I think the Chargers have enough to beat the Falcons, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Falcons made this a game. As far as props, man, McConkey, I like his yards all the time, and Justin Herbert's his rushing yards. As far as the Falcons, I don't know, man. I don't know if they're gonna pass the ball or run the ball. I don't know. But I don't know, man. I gotta go with the Chargers because they seem to be playing better football right now. But West Coast at 1 o'clock is a thing, so I'll be cognizant of that one.
Pop. Go ahead. Pop, you gonna Chargers Falcons, right?
oh my bad.
Give me Justin Herbert rushing yards though, just in case.
I was talking to y'all on mute. My bad. My bad. Watching that Ravens game and seeing the talent the Chargers lack at wide receiver, it has me questioning what they'll be able to do in a potential playoff push. Quentin Johnson dropping wide open passes. Joshua Palmer you a big body that can't get the contested catch. That's in your hands. You dropping that. And then not having J.K. Dobbins, who I think has been a great boost for them in the run game. I don't think Gus Edwards has that same sort of pop you get with a Dobbins. And I just think that the offensive weapons that the Falcons have, you have a little bit more variety. Defensively, the Falcons, I don't know if it's scheme or play calling. That's the issue for that Falcons defense. You're not able to get pressure. You're not able to do stunts, or if you do it, it's too late. It's just like, to me, it seems like the position groups aren't playing as a unit. And I don't know if it's coaching. I believe Lake is the defensive coordinator for the Falcons. And I've been hearing rumblings from the fan base that they are not pleased with his play calling. So that could be the difference maker for the Chargers in this game. But I'm just gonna lean towards the Falcons. This is a home game. They have been pretty stout at home for the most part. And coming off of a bye, I think we'll see I think we should expect a more complementary team. And I believe they also are getting starters back on the defensive side of the ball that they didn't have when they played the Broncos. So I think the Falcons are coming into this game a lot more healthier than the Chargers. Um, and with that, I'll have them as the winners of this game. I'll take Falcons money line.
Seahawks versus Jets. Seahawks -1. Over under is 42.5.
Mick, you on mute.
Yeah, like I think it's the same situation as the Chargers. Like the Chargers are flying, like they're flying across the country. I think it's the same kind of situation with the Seahawks. But I can't in good faith pick the Jets, man. Like the Jets, it's a mess. I mean, not just on the field, but I mean off the field in their front office. It's just a mess all around. And I know they're coming off a bye week and all that. It's just hard for me to pick them because I can't trust the organization as a whole. And so like the Seahawks are winning the division right now. They're trying to push for the playoffs. So I just think it's a game that they have to have. I mean, you gotta, what I mean, when you're trying to make the playoffs and you get a 3-win team on your schedule, I mean, you have to win these games. So just off the basis of that and just the dysfunction with the Jets, I'll take the Seahawks -1. I would take what's the homeboy's name? Gino. I take Gino for his yards. I'll take DK to get in the end zone. I'll also take Kenneth Walker for his yards too. The Jet side, the only guy I can really trust is Garrett Wilson. Because I think Breece Hall is questionable, so there's some concern that he might not play. The only guy I can really trust in that offense really is Garrett Wilson. So I'll take Garrett Wilson for his receptions and his yards.
You said who might not play?
Breece Hall. I think they said he's like a knee issue, so he's questionable right now.
Yeah, you can't trust your boy right now. Devontae Adams is
Yeah, I can't trust him right now.
Yeah, he's shaky. Yeah, the Jets is up in the air for them, man. They got a lot of things going on. It don't seem like firing whoever they fired and whatever they did so far, it ain't helped. I'm gonna just lean towards the Seahawks. Give me Geno Smith rushing yards too, just like Justin Herbert. Them boys been taking off the last few weeks. I know it's gonna be low. I don't know if I'm gonna have Kenneth Walker on my anytime touchdown this week. He kind of been slowing down a little bit lately. Give me Jackson Smith and Jigba targets, receptions, and yards.
Yeah, I'm going with the Seahawks with this. That Jets team is just too dysfunctional from top to bottom. And yeah, I'm not rocking. I'm just not rocking with that. Like the defense to me, it's been playing poor. The offensive side of the ball, we know how that's been. It's just been a shit show over there. And I think the Seahawks are starting to kind of get it together. So I'll just take I'll take the Seahawks money line. I do like JSN's receptions and his yards. He's been hitting those pretty steadily. And yeah, that's it for that.
Certified.
And my damn mic off. The Jets are dog shit, man. And is as much as I wanna talk shit about Seattle, I really, man, what the hell? Um with them, I just don't see what the Jets are gonna do to beat Seattle. And again, it's not like Seattle is world beaters, but I just trust them. I'm not even sure what Seattle what their like meat and potatoes is, but I trust that they will be able to do what they want to do more than the Jets will. So, and I also believe that through hell or high water, Geno Smith is going to throw the ball to GSN. So his targets and yards are probably safe. I don't even know if Brees Hall is playing, but slot man Garrett Wilson, he gonna get his targets too. But I don't want to watch this shit.
Facts. We got Texans versus Jags. Texans favored by 3.5. Over under is 44.5. The Jaguars will be eliminated from playoff contention today. Go ahead, Mitt.
Yeah. I guess that's a little over and in-state hate right there, but yeah, I mean, give me the Texans, man. I get Trevor Lawrence is coming back. He hasn't played in a couple of weeks. I don't really know how good he's going to be. The Jaguars start off their players, so I don't know what you can get for the Jaguars. I mean, to me, they're playing for a top 5 pick. So the Texans is just trying to get me back on track. I mean, if you talk to Texan fans, I mean, they're having issues with their OC, having issues with their old line. So hopefully they can try to get that rectified this week. They do need to give Joe Mixon the ball more because I mean, last week I don't think he got the ball enough last week. So got to do that. I don't know about the over or under because I just don't know how potent the Jaguars offense is going to be. So I'm gonna stay away from that. Props I like. Give me Nico's receptions and his yards. He's gonna get the targets. So I mean, he should be able to do something with those. Give me Joe Mixon for a touchdown. The Jack side, Trevor Lawrence likes to go to Brian Thomas Jr. So give me Brian Thomas's receptions and his yards. And then I think I want to say Evan Ingram gets in the end zone too.
CJ got to play better. That's just what it is. We know that they got issues with the offensive line. We know that the play calling hasn't been the greatest, but CJ has to play better. And I don't think people are talking enough about his play in that Titans game. You're missing throws. You're making the wrong reads. You're holding the ball a little bit too long when you have your outlet there. CJ got to play better, and the Jaguars just aren't playing well enough to win. I'm gonna take the Texans in this. I can't trust them to cover the spread, and the under on points. I'm gonna stay away from that because this can either go under or over. And it's just too inconsistent to really call it at this point for me. But the Texans, I'll take up. But CJ just got to play better. Like that's my conclusion with this.
So
Thing, I don't understand how one person, well, I can't.
you went mute, sir.
Yeah, maybe he got a call or something.
Oh shit, I was on mute, my bad. I don't understand what's going on with the Texans, man. The only thing that I can really think about is uh they've gotten a little stale at coaching on both sides of the ball. To add as much talent as you did to a young and up and coming team to be playing like this, I don't understand it, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Like everybody was anointing CJ Stroud as like, a legit top 5 quarterback and this and that. And it's like you take Tank that no Nico Collins away. He can't do nothing. And it's like you look around the league and you look at other wide receivers and tight ends and running back groups, and it's like quarterbacks out there that are performing and putting up numbers with less talent than CJ Stroud. Now I get it, the offensive line is some shit, but it's like he's young and he's athletic. move the pocket, roll him out. Like it's things that they can do. It's things that he can do to protect himself, but he's not. It's just, Bobby Slowick. I feel like he hit a wall. His adjustments. Um, I don't know, man. There's no way in the world your offense should drop off like that just because you're missing one of your three wide receivers that you use every game. And you have a top 10 tight end. It's not saying a lot, but I mean, you know, you'd rather have one than not have one, right? Okay, so they got a top 10 tight end. They definitely got a top 10 running back. I just don't understand what's going on. And even on the defense side of the ball, it's like they flash and then they don't. And I'm seeing more don't than do. I don't know what the fuck is going on in Houston, to be honest with you. They got too much talent to be looking the way that they do. I'll say that. I don't even like their props, man. Except for Joe Mixon, he's been crushing it. On his The thing that scares me about Joe is he'll jump out there and hit half of his prop in the first quarter, and then if he do close it out, it'll be late in the fourth when when he closed out his prop, like somewhere middle of the fourth, late in the fourth, he finally hit his number, and I'm like, man, that shit is nerve wracking, man. You know what I'm saying? You keep going in there, refreshing the app and shit. Um,
So and you want him to cash you out in the first quarter.
yeah, I mean, bro, if you gonna get, if your prop is like 85 and you get 45 in the first quarter, man, come on, man, you can't get 40 yards in the next two quarters. Come on, man. And the Jaguars, bro, the Jaguars is a shit show, bro. Um, I'm tired of saying this, Trevor. It's everybody. Everybody's some shit. The owners some shit. The motherfucking yards, the grounds people, they some shit. The concession stand people some shit. That fucking shitty ass statue they got in front of the fucking stadium and that little cat, that's some shit. The players some shit. That fucking color scheme is some shit. Uh, I send them motherfuckers to the motherfucking Mac. I don't know. Uh, Conference USA or something. The Jaguars are wasting first round picks, man. They're just wasting first round picks. Let somebody else let them motherfuckers use the undrafted free agency. They need like an undrafted free agency draft for the fucking Jaguars because we are wasting first round talent on fucking Jacksonville every fucking year.
Well, I think that will, and I think that boy and Will Howard's concussed.
Oh man! All right, that's crazy. That might be a bad game for them.
I mean, they're losing. I mean, Michigan up 7-3 on them boys.
With no Will Howard, it might get even ugly. Jeez. All right, so we got Cardinals versus Vikings. Vikings favored by 3.5. Over under is 44.5. I think this, to me, is the biggest 1 o'clock game on TV.
I think this is a tough game, man, because if you've been watching the Vikings down the stretch like the last month, they really ain't been playing that great. They've been finding ways to win, though. I give them a lot of credit for that, though. But they the offense hasn't really been humming like it was. Like, Jettis hasn't really been putting up the numbers that he's used to putting up. Really has been Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison is the one that's been killing it the last 2 weeks. The Cardinals, I mean, they have, like, both these teams need this game. I mean, the Vikings need this game to stay close to the Lions. Since the Vikings are at home, like I'll go Vikings money line. I do think it's going to be a very close game. I think it's going to be a good game, like a game that you might want to tune into. Stat wise, for the Cardinals, I mean, give me Connor's yards. I believe Connor just got an extension this week, so so he's feeling good. So I feel like he should get his rushing yards. I also feel like he should get in the end zone. If you're gonna take Marvin Harrison for anytime touchdown, I would just do that as a single bet. Like I wouldn't parlay that with anything. Just in case it don't hit. So don't kill your whole parlay. I'll definitely take McBride's reception as yards, man. I mean, Trey McBride is a freaking demon on the field, man. Like the dude is really good. I mean, on the Viking side, man, I'm gonna ride with Jettas for one more week, man. I mean, give me Jettas receptions, yards, and I've been calling for the touchdown for a couple of weeks, but I think he's gonna get a touchdown this week. And I also think that Aaron Jones is gonna have a huge game too. So I would take Aaron Jones rushing yards as well.
It's a close game for me, right? Because I low key think the Cardinals could pull it off, but both of these teams kind of need this game, right? Cardinals needed the extent to kind of keep up with Seahawks, like you said. Vikings needed to keep up with, with Detroit. Give me Cardinals money line. Give me Marvin Harrison for 2 receptions, 25. No, 3 receptions, 25. Give me Kyler Murray rushing yards. Give me Aaron Jones rushing yards in the anytime. Give me Jordan Addison receiving yards in the anytime. Certified or pop?
Well, let me see, man. For me, I don't even. The only thing I like, is what you said, Trey McBride. That's about it. I used to like James Conner's carries, but Trey Benson and the other guys starting to like slowly chip away at that. So I'm not sure if he's gonna get a healthy dosage or not. On the Minnesota side of the ball, dog, I don't trust Sam Darnold. That offense looks. I don't even know what word to use for it to describe how they be looking sometimes. Um, I'm not mad at the spread. I wouldn't be surprised if the Cardinals win this either.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. I just think that the Vikings offensively they've kind of sputtered. Sam Darnold has come down to earth. Jettis hasn't necessarily been playing his best, but I just think that's just because of how teams have been defending him. I watched that Vikings and Bears game, and Jettis is able to create separation, but he's double teamed or triple teamed, and Sam Darnold is not even looking his way when he's going through his reads. So I think that's also an indicator of why Jettis numbers haven't been what they have the last couple of weeks. The Cardinals offensively, I just think that they'll be able to take advantage of some of the plays that they'll get from the Vikings sputtering out on offense. I think they'll be able to put up points, either field goals or touchdowns. And I just like the balancedness that the Cardinals play with. It's not one thing like passing the ball or running the ball or bust. They're kind of balanced all over the place. And I do like how Trey McBride has taken the step that he has as well. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Cardinals with this. I'll just take their money line. I'm just hesitant to take any player props or spreads or over unders with this because this is a tricky game for real. But I'll just take the Cardinals straight up.
So we got Titans Commanders. Commanders favored by 5.5. Over under is 44.5.
Yeah. I mean, give me the Commanders. I mean, the Titans. I mean, like they have good aspects towards their defense. I mean, they've been able to stop the run. I mean, they got a good front four. I'll say that. I mean, like the secondary is good. It just depends on the matchup. But my problem with the Titans is the quarterback. I mean, Will Levis. I mean, like, I mean, he'll give you wild plays, and then he'll give you plays like, what the hell what are you doing? So I just really can't trust that. I mean, with the Titans, and I mean, this is a game that the Commanders need to win. I mean, the Commanders are kind of on a little bit of a slide lately. So they kind of need to short it up because they haven't clinched the playoff berth. So it's the same as with the Chargers and the Falcons and all these other teams. You got to keep winning if you want to make the playoffs. And I get they 7-5 and they're having a much better season than a lot of people predicted. But if they don't keep winning, they won't be in the playoffs. So I mean, like starting off with 6-1 or whatever they started off with, that's great. I mean, but you got to finish this off. So I mean, give me them. Prop wise on the Titans, the only Titan player I really take on a prop would be Pollard. I'd probably take Pollard for anytime touchdown. I mean, he scored last week. I mean, he's been kind of their scoring guy, so I'd take him for that. I don't know about his yards. I mean, I might take him on an alt, maybe like 40, 50 yards rushing for Pollard. On the Commander side, I think the offense is finally going to break out in this game just a little bit. So I mean, give me Terry's yards and a Terry anytime touchdown. You got to be careful with Brian Robinson because he's questionable. And then Austin Eckler's not playing. I think they put him on IR, so he might be gone for 4 weeks. So I think the replacement for Eckler is a McNichols. So I mean, if you want to take him for maybe receptions, I mean, and you can look at that too. And I also think Jaden is going to run for a touchdown on this game too. So.
I hope the Commanders understand that they still got to make the playoffs to be in the playoffs as a team. Like Mick said, you got to finish the job. I know you started out hot, but the Titans are giving a little fight lately. I don't know if they can win this game, but I do think it could end up being close. I'm gonna take the Commanders though, money line. Give me. I don't really know what props to take at this point because they don't. I think both of these teams don't know what they want to be, to be honest. But I will take JD for at least 25 rushing yards.
Yeah, JD5 has to play better. Like you can blame Cliff Kingsbury for his second half collapse. That's been consistent throughout his coaching career. But JD5 has to play better. You're not making the right reads. You're holding the ball a little too long. You just gotta play better. And people can say, "Oh, okay, he's hurt," but you're out there. You're out there. You're playing, and I expect you to play well. So they have to do that. The Titans, they've been playing pretty good. That win they had against the Texans, I'm not going to take too much of it because that is a divisional game, and you know how divisional games can go. But I do like what I saw, the resiliency out of that team. They won that game after Will Levis throws a pick six, and you're still able to fight and get that win. So I think that shows some sort of tenacity with the team. But this is a game the Commanders need. You're on like a 3-4 game losing streak. You got to start stacking up these wins to make a run for the playoffs. So this has to be a game that they get if they want to continue that type of run that they want. I would. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna go with the Commanders. And I think the only prop I'll take is the JD5 rushing prop, just because every other play, in my opinion, it's just too hard to call.
So certified.
It's pretty much everything Pop just said, man. Like, Cliff Kingsbury has a losing record everywhere he has gone, college and pros. Second half of the season, so far they are 0-3, and the offense doesn't look the same. Uh, Jaden Daniels is he has to play better. He has to. My big problem with Jaden is he has to see it before he throws it, and it's like he doesn't have enough talent around him to be that type of quarterback right now. Um, and it's like that shit worked the first half of the season, because we say it all the time. Defense coordinators, they don't have a lot of film. They're still trying to pick up on your tendencies. Offense runs a lot of plays, man. A lot of that shit looks the same. It takes defensive coordinators a few games to figure out, like your philosophies and your tendencies and shit. Like a good offensive coordinator, man, he's going to run the same play out of like, you know, 5, 6, 7 formations. So it takes the defensive coordinators a little time to figure that shit out, and it just seems like they have honed in on what Jaden likes to do and what makes him comfortable. And those windows are getting a little smaller. And so far, he's thrown with anticipation a handful of times, but that's not something that you would say is his strong suit. He's gonna have to um, he's gonna have to get the ball out of his hand on time. Like when I say it all the time. When a quarterback, when he's under center, he gets to his third step. By the time he transfer his weight to his front foot, he's ready to release that ball. To the wide receiver at the top of his route. I just don't see that in Washington. Like a lot of times, it's a lot of digs, it's a lot of comeback routes. Um, but in the playoffs, man, like Pop said, I don't know if it was Pop or JMIK, but you're gonna be playing the better defenses in your conference. So it's I got to see more from him, man. That offense just looked real stale, and not having Brian Robinson, that's not good at all. Um, this spread kind of bothers me a little bit because Tennessee can win this game, So it's like I don't know. Me personally, I ain't messing with it. I'm not sure which way I want to go with this.
Yeah, it's a hard one, man. I almost want to take Tennessee because at least I seen them show a little resolve last week in the game that they probably shouldn't have won. It's a hard one. We got Buccaneers versus Panthers. Buccaneers favored by 5.5. Over under is 46.5.
I know the Bucks is injured, but they should beat Tampa. I mean, they should beat Charlotte, dog.
My only thing is like Charlotte actually been playing good. I mean, the Panthers been playing good lately, though. I mean, they haven't won a bunch of these games, but they're playing a lot tougher than they were earlier in the season. But I still think the Bucks should win the game. 5.5, yeah. I mean, you can get caught up on the 5.5 line. But I still like the Buccaneers. Like I probably take them at like -4, maybe -3, something to that nature. The props I like in this game. I do like Bryce Young's yards. I mean, the Buccaneers secondary isn't the greatest. I mean, their corners can be had. I do like Xavier Legette's receiving yards. Give me those. Give me Chuba Hubbard for a touchdown. Because Jonathan Brooks came back, but in the last game against the Chiefs, Jonathan Brooks wasn't really that effective. So I think they're going to stay with Chuba for the most part, and they're probably going to, I mean, Jonathan Brooks, they'll probably work him in, but I think like Chuba has kind of won the job. So I think, I mean, he's kind of safe to get the anytime touchdown on the Bucs side. Give me Mike Evans for 50 yards. I think 5 or 50 is good. I do think he'll get in the end zone this week. And then I do like Bucky Irvin for an anytime touchdown too.
Hey, what's going on with Gibbs? He leaked something? He leaked some plays or something?
Who?
Jahmyr Gibbs.
I haven't heard of that. I mean, if that's what you're hearing, that's the first time I heard of it.
I'm reading it on X right now. It said I guess he posted a picture that's now been deleted with plays and terminology on social media by accident.
Oh, if he did, that's a big mistake, though.
Sheesh. They said it was all on. They said, I guess they was talking about it on the NFL Network or whatever. I have to look into that one. That's crazy. I think the Bucks, like we were just talking about, they in a fight for the division to win this division against Atlanta. They only one game behind, so they need a game like this to win against the Panthers. I think the Panthers have been playing a little bit better football than they were towards the beginning of the season. I think it'll be a closer game than 5.5. Give me the Buccaneers money line. Give me Rashad White rushing yards. Give me Chuba Hubbard rushing yards. And give me Mike Evans receptions. Pop. Certified?
Wait a minute. You talking about the Carolina game?
Yeah, y'all already went?
Yeah, I went first.
Okay. Pop.
Yeah, it's on me. I like the Bucks to win, but Carolina been playing some really good ball. And I think in that Chiefs game, you saw kind of the lack of talent they had at certain positions, specifically the linebacker core. I saw that get taken advantage of. But with the Bucks kind of getting healthier these last couple of games, I like them to start kind of stocking wins. I think this will be a win that they have. That's going to take them to a run for the playoffs. I like Mike Evans. I think Mike Evans being back is a big boost for that offense. And I like the production that he's going to have in this game. Baker Mayfield been playing out his mind. I don't think his game talked about enough. His success this season, I don't think has been expected. And I think with I believe it's Cohen, who's the OC, Liam Cohen for the Buccaneers. He's the offensive coordinator. What he has done with this offense has been really well. And Bucky Irving shining has been a big boost for that running back room. Rashad White has been a disappointment, in my opinion. And I think Bucky Irving has solidified to be running back one for the Buccaneers moving forward. And they also have another running back, Sean Tucker. When he gets playing time, he is a dynamic running back there.
I picked them up, Pop, on fantasy, thinking they was going to continue to use him, and then they took him out of the offense.
Yeah, they don't play him enough, in my opinion. And I think if you got Bucky and Sean and occasionally White, I think that's a pretty nice committee that the Buccaneers have. But defensively, they gotta play better. I do believe you have the talent on defense, but you just have to play better with it. But I do like the Buccaneers to win this.
You got Rams versus Saints. Rams favored by 2.5. Over under is 49.5.
This is a tough one, man, because there's another West Coast team traveling across the country. The Saints, as of late, ever since they fired their coach, man, they kind of been playing better, to a certain extent. I mean, the Rams, this is a game that the Rams got to have, though, because if they want to stay in the race for that division, I mean, you can't really lose it. I mean, it's so pushed up in the West that they have to get this game. This is a tough game to call. I'm not going to give you a winner because I just don't know. But if I was betting it, I'd probably take an alt line with the Rams, like a +4 or +4.5. Because I do think it's going to be a close game. I'm just not sure who's going to win. Props I like this game. Give me Kamara's receiving yards. I think they're going to utilize him in the pass game against the Rams. Trying to think who else. I'll give me Hill for a touchdown, man. Because when Hill's healthy, and they get down to that goal line area, like most of the time he's gonna get the ball. So I like him for a touchdown. Rams side, give me Puka for his yards receptions, and then give me a Kyron Williams touchdown too.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know what to make of this game. Like Mick said, it's close to call. Yeah, the Saints have won 2 games, but I don't really know what to take from it for real. Um, I'm just taking each game as it is. I think Cup and Puka will get their yards because while we haven't given up many red zone scores, playmakers have been getting their yards. Like Judy had, I believe, over 100 yards. Moore for the Browns had over 80 yards. Running backs are still being able to get theirs. Our run defense still isn't there. So there's that. I think it could be a competitive game. Um, I really don't know, bro. I don't know. Um, Hopefully the Saints win, just because I would like to see a winning streak after watching a historical losing streak. But I just want a good game. I want both teams to come out of this game healthy because I think both teams have been dealing with injuries throughout this entire season so far. So I want a good game, and I just want us to leave healthy as well. And then also for the Saints, I don't know if McCoy is going to start. He came back from injury last game, and I think they're just kind of taking it slow with him as well. So that's something I'm looking at because with when McCoy's not in the game, I've just seen how the offensive line performance is not well. But I will give praise to Talise Fuaga and Trevor Penning, my left and right tackle. They have been playing pretty well at the position, holding up against some pretty stout defensive line talent that we've gone against so far. And how this Rams D line has been playing, that's a matchup I'm looking to see is how my offensive line performs against that.
Certified.
Um, I I like the way the Rams have been playing the last few weeks. Even though Matthew Stafford has kind of kind of sort of been keeping the other team in the game, but I don't know, man. I I don't think either team is playing very particularly well right now. Both teams are dealing with a lot of injuries. I just trust the Rams a little more than I trust the Saints. Um, as far as props, man, Puka and Cup are 9 times out of 10 going to hit their receptions and their target. I mean, their yards. The Saints. I really don't know much about the Saints offense, to be honest with you.
The remainder of their offense, because shit, everybody damn near heard them that shit.
Yeah.
Y'all went through it, Pop. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Olave still on IR, Kendrick Miller still on IR. We lack a lot of talent at the wide receiver position. We're signing guys off the street pretty much. MVS is our best wide receiver, and we signed him a couple of days before the Panthers game, but he didn't play until we played the Falcons. So I don't know. I'm taking each game as it goes. Like it is what it is. We lack a lot of talent. Either we traded a piece away like Lattimore, or they just got season-ending injuries, like Shaheed and Adebo, my other starting cornerback. So like, yeah.
Yeah, the injury bug hit y'all, and that bit did not stop. That bit did not stop. This game is very close. Both teams kind of, to me, playing similar. Both kind of struggling with injuries, as Certified just pointed out, as everybody pointed out. The Rams, to me, just a little bit more healthy than the Saints at this point. I think the Rams have just enough firepower to probably pull this game off. I'm gonna take the Rams money line. Give me Puka Nakua receiving yards. That's about it. The supposed game of the week: Eagles versus Ravens. Ravens favorite by 3. Over under is 51.5. I don't really got to say who I'm taking. Obviously, I'm taking the Eagles. But I think this game is going to be close. I don't think defensively the Ravens are going to be able to stifle me, but I do think offensively they're a problem, right? You got Lamar Jackson, you got Derrick Henry, you got Zay Flowers. So personally, I'm just trying to work on my stress levels because I know it's going to be aggravating watching that man keep escaping the pocket every time we get some pressure on him, and probably going for 5 or 10 yards. Hopefully, we can slow it up. But ultimately, I think we can win this game just because of what we have. We won't be we'll get look like we'll be getting Smitty back. Um, that's going to be a big help to the offense. Obviously, we already know what AJ Brown and Saquon Barkley is capable of. To me, honestly, bro, what I really want to see this week, that we haven't really been doing is using some other people in the offense, like when you're using the pass game. This team here is not a great pass coverage team. They are susceptible to a few things, especially tight ends and short routes, because Marlon Humphrey's more than likely is going to try to travel. I like the Eagles to win this. Give me Eagles money line. Give me Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown. Saquon anytime. I'll say give me Dallas Goddard yards. Give me AJ Brown for anytime. Give me Lamar Jackson anytime. Derrick Henry anytime. Zay Flower receiving yards.
For me in this game, this is like the last game to me. Like it's a tough game to call. I do think the Eagles are going to win the game. I'm not going to bet that way though. I'm gonna bet the Eagles plus the 3. And it's kind of like what Smitty said. Like I don't trust the Ravens secondary to be able to stop the receivers that the Eagles have. I mean, you got Smitty, you got AJ, you got Goddard. And I just think that's just it's just too much. So I'm looking from that aspect. In terms of prop wise, what I do like, give me Lamar Jackson for 25 rushing yards. Give me Derrick Henry for anytime touchdown. And then give me Zay Flowers for 50 yards. On the Eagle side, and I think AJ gonna break out in this game. So give me AJ for 70 yards and a touchdown.
He went through a dead spot.
And can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
And then the last thing I said was give me Jalen Hurts for anytime touchdown, because Saquon scored 3 of them things last week. Normally, when Saquon does that kind of damage in the end zone the next week, Jalen comes back with a touchdown. So that's how I see it going.
Certified. If you talking, we can't hear you, good brother.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
You
Okay. Well, who's favorite?
Ravens.
Ravens favorite, and it's in Philly.
No,
It's in Pittsburgh. Let me say Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
So what's it like 3.5?
3.
3, yeah. That's about right. I I both teams are playing fairly well right now. I think the Eagles are playing a little better. The defense is starting to kick it up some. Um, AJ Brown and I already know what AJ gonna do. I don't like Saquon's carries, but I do like his yards. And same thing with
Where
Derrick
they got his
Henry.
carries at?
I don't know. I just know it's like I don't know, man. It's like when Philly when Saquon go off early, I feel like they go away from him, and then they come back like in the third quarter or some shit, and then he'll go off for another possession, and then they'll go away from him again. So it's like I really don't trust his touches, but I do know that he's gonna maximize the production of his touches. So I like his yards and AJ Brown's targets or receptions. On the other side of the ball, man, I don't know. Lamar hasn't even really been running like that. Uh, the last two games. So the only thing I really like over there is Derrick Henry. Same thing with him. You know, shit, he might get 15, he might get 23. I don't know. I don't know. But he's 9 times out of 10 gonna get his yards and an anytime touchdown. I think last week was the first time he didn't get a touchdown this season.
Nah, the other game was the Buccaneers.
Oh, so twice. All right. 2 times. So he on his CMC shit as much as he would like to
Hey,
be.
I don't know about that one, sir. They only got him for 17 carries.
I don't know though.
I'll
He
take
fuck
him for
around and get
18
fit.
touches. He averaging 26
Hmm.
right now.
I'm
17, I'll
just
take 17. Now, if anything over probably like anything over that, I probably wouldn't touch it. But 17, I definitely lock in on 17.
For me, the Ravens go get a they get away from the run when they get down by at least two scores. And if that happens, they tend to go away from Henry, and that's when you get Hill in the game a lot more, just because of that added juice you get from his pass catching ability and his ability to run routes in the passing game. So there's that. But I will take I mean 17 is not a lot. So if you want to do that, that's not a bad play. My thing is the Ravens defense, pass defense is it's not that good. I think it's one of the worst in the league right now, and I think the Eagles will be able to take advantage of that, especially with Smitty coming back. Um, his added dy- his added ability to not only run routes but catch the ball in the slot. I think that bodes well for them. And then Saquon just been a monster. Like to me, he's been a heartbeat of that Eagles offense.
Whoa. I know you was a little bit for like pop a little bit like just being like they the worst in the league. I didn't really look at the number. They 31st. They like us last year. A lot of wins with bad defense. Dang.
Yeah, and I think the Eagles offensively will be able to take advantage of that. And then defensively, the Eagles have been playing a lot better over the last few weeks. So this is gonna be a tough game because the Ravens need to stack wins because they're competing for the division with the Steelers, and they just gotta they just gotta keep stacking these wins. And I don't know. I think it's gonna be a tough matchup. I really do. Me personally, I'm staying away from the spread over unders. I'll just go with like the player props that's been discussed. If I do want to make a parlay or just take single bets, I'll do that. But um I'm gonna slightly lean towards the Eagle. I just like what they're doing offensively and defensively a lot better than the Ravens are right now.
All right. We got 49ers versus Bills. Bills favored by 6. Over under is 44.5. Certified?
um I don't even know who playing dog, to be honest with you. It's like I keep refreshing the shit. I can't see who's playing. I know Bosa and Trent ain't playing, and Aaron Banks still receiving word on Greenlaw and fucking the Lenore and Tavares Ward and Purdy. Um, what's this line? Hold on,
6.
6. That sounds about right. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what props to tell you to put money on. I probably say take that 6 for the Bills. They probably cover, but I don't know who's playing. At this point, I don't even know if I care.
It says Purdy expected to play. Trent expected to play. No, it says
What?
Will. It says Purdy expected to play. Trent and Bosa not expected to play.
Yeah. See,
This
there
is
you have it.
this a few hours ago. This at 9:30.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know, bro.
It says quarterback Brock Purdy will make his return versus the Buffalo Bills. Purdy is officially listed as, but Shanahan said he should have played.
Shit, I'm not sure what good is that if both of your entire left side of your offensive line is out. But
Yeah, Trent Williams has officially been ruled out. Bosa is officially out. Demondre Lenore out. Aaron Banks,
mm,
Jordan Elliott, and Dre
mm,
Greenlaw practice window is
I
open
mean,
but will not be activated.
oh, that's great.
So that
Hey,
shit.
listen, when you redeeming a code, do I have to put the dash in it or do I just put the 12 whatchamacallit?
I think you just put the 12.
Okay. All right.
Hey, did you hear that, Mick? Before you go,
And nah, I mean,
uh,
and because I got the signal got dropped, so I had to get back
okay,
in.
Purdy will play, but Trent will not. Nick will not. Demondre Lenore will not. Aaron Banks will not. Jordan Elliott will not, and Dre Greenlaw will not.
That nigga got me
Man, that
all
sounds like a
spiced
serious
up.
receipt.
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you this pick real quick. I don't know about the -6 though. I do think the Bills win. I'd probably take it -3, -4. I just think it's too many injuries. I mean, the Bills coming off a bye week. The Bills starting to get healthy too, and it's in Buffalo. It's supposed to be a snowstorm up there too. Today, I mean, I think it's gonna snow during the game, but it's just like it's gonna be snow on the ground. It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be windy. So yeah, give it give me James Cook for a touchdown. I think CMC finally gets in the end zone too, for a touchdown. Give me Jawan Jennings yards. And I also like Knox's yards because Kincaid's been ruled out for this game, so I think they're gonna try to involve him in the offense too. And give me Amari Cooper for 3 receptions, 40 yards.
Pop.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bills. I just think they're the healthier team right now, and I believe this is a home game for Buffalo as well.
Yeah, it's at home.
Um, yeah, and they've been playing pretty well at home. I think they did get blown out by the Ravens at home, but that was earlier in the season. I just think they've been playing a lot better and getting healthier as well. So I'm gonna go with the Bills. The 49ers to me is just they're just too injury riddled at key positions. Like Trent Williams being out, I think that's a big loss for that offensive line. Yeah, it's just hard to call it for the 49ers at this point. I'm gonna just go with the Bills money line.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. Like it's they don't have enough. I don't think they have enough players on the field right now to really like compete to beat the Bills. But I heard one of the dumbest takes ever in a space, and he said, "I'm taking the 49ers because Josh Allen got engaged." I died on the inside, but no, I'm taking the Bills. I think the Bills should win this game with all the injuries, piled up on the Niners at this point of the season. The Niners, do technically need this game to stay alive in their playoff hunt, but I just don't know how they do it. If they do, then this probably would be the upset of the day, to be honest. But I just don't know how they pull it off. It's going to be tough. The Monday night game is Browns versus Broncos. Broncos favored by 5.5. Over under is 41.5. The Browns, I don't, man. Listen, the Broncos are playing, as people would say, hot as fish grease right now. I don't see where the Browns could beat the Broncos right now. They have a good play at the quarterback position. They're getting good help on the defensive side of the ball, and you got guys, just knowing they role. Bo Nix is not turning the ball over. He's playing some of the best ball right now out of the rookie class, out of some of the quarterbacks in the league in general. So I think the Broncos should win this game. Um, the Browns might well just get ready for the draft, man. Season over with. Pack it up. Take it to the crib. Pop.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go with the Broncos. I think the Broncos have been playing well down the stretch. Bo Nix, yeah, like what you said, Smitty, Bo Nix has been the best of the rookies. Early on he wasn't really doing too much, but he's kind of gotten comfortable in the system Sean Payton has developed for him, and he's getting more chemistry with his pass catching weapons. Cortland Sutton, in my opinion, has really came on strong on the latter part of the season, and that Broncos defense has just been playing lights out. I think that was the unit I didn't have much faith in the way that Vance Joseph, who I believe is defensive coordinator for the Broncos, has those guys playing. I think that has been the surprise for me when it comes to the this Broncos team. I just like them to win handedly.
Certified. I think you muted, sir.
My bad. I did it again. So, okay, just to be clear. All right. So it was Modern Warfare 2. Okay. I'm downloading Modern Warfare 3 right now. With, with all of the add-ons and shit. It listen, it was a let me read this shit real quick, man, because I keep it was a Modern Warfare Call of Duty 3 bundle with all of the maps and shit. I don't know. Whatever. But anyway, getting back to the subject at hand, man. Um, I'm gonna take the Broncos, man. The Broncos, them boys be playing. They play tough, man. The execution ain't always there. But they play pretty tough. The defense plays tough. Even going down to the quarterback. What's that boy Drake May? No, what's his name? Bo Nix. Um, Tough kid, man. I don't know what his yards is, but as long as it's not more than like 15, I like it. Or his rushing yards. The Browns. God bless Jameis Winston, man. He be giving us a lot of material. I just love his attitude and everything when it comes down to the team. But the Browns, they're not. Um, it's just a shit show over there. I wouldn't be surprised if they won, but I'm gonna go with the Broncos on this one. I just don't like what's going on in Cleveland at all. My man Nick Chubb looked like he was going to hit the ground running. He hasn't hit 50 yards in like the last 3 games. Um, their best receiver over there is Jerry Judy. Please don't jump me about Jerry Judy. That nigga's mid, and I'm not coming off that hill. And that's about it. In Joku, he might catch the ball, he might not. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna get with Cleveland. I don't. I don't. And the Broncos, they look like they want to win. So I'm gonna go with the Broncos. And I'm not uncomfortable with this 5.5. They might cover, they might not. But if you put a gun in my head and said I had to pick one, I'm gonna say they're gonna cover. So, but as far as the props, oh no, I'm cool. I'm cool. Outside of that Bo Nix rushing yards, I'm cool. That's about it.
JMIK.
Um, we look at this Broncos game. I think the Broncos gonna win, but I think you got to be careful because the DC for the Browns. I mean, he's a really aggressive, play caller when it comes to calling the defense.
Talking about
Um,
Schwartz.
so
Yeah.
I just think you got to be real careful if you're a Broncos fan or a Broncos team gotta be careful with that because I mean he might just decide that he just wants to blitz a young quarterback, and I'm not sure how Bo's going to handle that, but I still think they're going to win. Like I like them more like a -3, -4. I'm gonna be honest. Like when it comes to the Broncos, man, I really don't be betting their props at all, man. I don't. It's hard. It's hard to call. I mean, if you're gonna bet on a
Yeah.
prop, I'll probably say like Cortland Sutton, maybe. They have me run a. They don't have one running back, so they have me like running by committee. So like that, it's like the hot hand. So I'd stay away from that. I don't even know who they tight end is, because I mean like the dude Greg Dolchich.
You cut out.
Mhm.
Yeah, he did. He might have his shows might have went out.
See, this is what happened when you be out all night and you go home with Judy with the booty, and she got that shaky service. Her service is nervous, brother.
Nah, it's shaky because I'm driving. That's why it's shaky. But I say I got like 3 bars, but yeah, like for the Browns, like I trust the Browns players more prop wise than the Denver players. I was saying just give me Nick Chubb for the 50 yards. I think
Oh no, bro. You feel comfortable with that?
I
Because
mean he got 50 yards and 2
he done
touchdowns
killed
last
like
week.
he done killed at least. What did he get last week?
I think he got 50. I think he ran for 50 yards and 2 touchdowns last week.
I don't think he got the 50 dog. Because you talking about that snow game?
Yeah.
I don't think he got his 50.
You sure? Because
Because I had him
59 and 2 tutties.
59.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well, his prop must have been 60.
Yeah.
It must have been
His
65.
prop was 60 and a half. I
Okay.
had him on
All
my
right.
ticket.
Yeah.
Okay. My bad.
He still popped the ticket though. It don't matter.
Yeah.
2 yards.
Well, maybe it was the game before then. Because
No, the game before it was 50 and he had 33.
Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
I knew
That
it
was
was
a
2
good
weeks in a
stuff.
row he didn't get 50, and I was
Yeah.
shocked.
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
My bad, Mick.
And then the other props I like the tight end for Cleveland, in Njoku. Give me him for 40 yards and like 4 receptions. And I don't normally do this, but give me Jameis Winston for a anytime interception, man. He's definitely going to he's going to allow you to pick it off. And then I think Denver with their good defense and their pressure packages, I think he's going to throw a pick this game.
I think shit. I think Jameis been hitting his attempts too. I think he averaging like 40 yards, 40 attempts a game, like 38 or some
30,
shit like that.
30, yeah, 30 something. He been slinging that thing.
Yeah, yeah. He's been crushing his attempts. Joint. I think like the last 4 or 5 weeks or some shit like that.
Yeah, because they can't run the ball effectively.
I think last week was the only week he didn't get his attempts. But
And
3
I
weeks
also
in
think
a
it's
row
because
he
they get
did.
behind so much in these games that they have to throw the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just I don't know, man. I don't understand what's going on in Cleveland either, man. They didn't have a lot of change at the top. They didn't have a lot of change with the coaching staff. They lost a few pieces, but not enough where I thought they was going to be competing for the division. But it's just I don't know, man. At this point, I say clear all that shit out, man.
Well, I think with Cleveland, it's the injuries, man. Like the old line that hurt the whole year. They got a lot of injuries on defense. I think it's more of an injury situation for them.
Okay.
And the performance at the quarterback spot.
Yeah, unfortunately, though,
was healthy when the starter
when Jameis is outperforming you and he doesn't even have Amari Cooper, I don't know, brother. Writing
But
might
it's
be
something
on
they're
the
trying to
wall
tell
for
me.
you there.
Yeah, but the funny thing is what we told Brown fans all off season. It's like
Yeah.
at some point your quarterback who you're paying $60 million to is going to do you under, and that's exactly what happened. I mean, he did him under the play, and then he got hurt. And
Yeah.
I mean, I just think when you're paying that kind of money at that position, you got to get some production, and they're not getting it.
True facts.
Yeah, they really not getting anything. And it's like I saw a report where they was saying they was thinking about bringing in some competition for Deshaun Watson. I was like, for what? I mean, compete for what? Like you're going to start him. You don't have a choice. Like nobody is going. I don't give a fuck how much of a competitor the general manager and the owner is. They're not going to allow somebody to sit on the bench and hold a clipboard for $60 million. So bringing in somebody to push him does absolutely fucking nothing.
Because in the back of his head, he know he the starter.
Yeah, like there's
Yeah,
there's no quarterback competition here.
Yeah, but I think the thing is, you don't bring in somebody to push him. You bring in a young quarterback that's going to replace him after a couple years, because he got about, I think next year and the year after, you got 70 million each, or it's like 67 million
Yeah.
each.
Do they do
A cap
do they
hit for
do
each
the
in the next 2
Yeah.
years.
Now,
Russell
So
now,
I mean,
Wilson?
granted, I don't know. It was just a report that I read that they was bringing in somebody to push them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's actually true or if they were
yeah,
clickbaiting
see,
or whatever.
I'm not bringing nobody to push him. I'm drafting a young quarterback in this draft, and the young quarterback could just sit for a year or two, and then once that the years of the cap hits are done, then I'm getting rid of Deshaun Watson, and then you got a young quarterback that's been sitting for a couple years that should be ready to go.
But if they want to cut that man this year, it's 200 dead.
That's what I'm saying. They really can't do that.
Next year is
Yeah.
170 dead. The year after that is 99 dead. You might as well let him finish the contract.
You ain't got no choice.
You might as well let him finish the contract. That's your quarterback till 2027.
Yeah. Hey man. Damn.
Because and people saying they're gonna restructure again, so that means the dead cat gonna just keep moving up at the end of the contract where you can't move him at all anyway. Because the dead cap didn't start this high, but they restructured and removed money and all that. They want to reallocate money to different years and stuff like that. They're in trouble, man.
Yeah.
They can't get no relief off this contract until the end of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like at some point, you got to stop restructuring and just accept the money that's there and just deal with it for that year. That's it.
Yeah, when you move it, you only make the dead cap of the next season more, the cap payout more. Like, come on, man. You just moving base salaries. Yeah, they moved 17. They moved 30. So far, they've moved. Look like 51 million of his contract.
Yeah, I mean, because I think they restructured him 3 different times.
Yep. The first restructure was 9. The second restructure was 17.9. Then the last one was 30 something.
I mean, because my thing is, he's not good, so just stop moving the money to the end of the contract. Just deal with it the next 2 years, and then once you deal with it the next 2
$72 million a year is crazy. For you to be Buns. All right, hold on. We got this Thursday night game. We got Packers versus Lions. Lions favored by 5.5. The over/under is 51.5. I think the Lions probably win this game. I really don't. I really don't want them to win the game. I would like them to, slip on a banana peel and let me catch up. But I'm kind of seeing what Certified been talking about lately about Jordan Love a little bit. If you can take away one of his games, the other game just turns into him being inefficient. So I'm gonna take the Lions in this one. Give me Knuckles and Sonic for anytime touchdown.
Bro, the only it's 3 props that I've been watching all season. Derrick Henry anytime touchdown, CD Lamb half a rushing yard, and fucking anytime and 1 pick from Jordan Love. I've been paying attention to those 3 props all fucking year.
I mean, he what he is second in the league in interceptions right now.
Yeah. Yep.
He's
Yep.
good for interception a game. That has been one consistent prop if you want to take it. That hits.
Damn. Johnny Wilson out. God damn it.
Packers versus Lions. Uh, this is hard to call, especially with the injuries. The injuries the Lions just got hit with, and this is a divisional game as well. It being a home game for the Lions, I think bodes well for them. But the Packers just have been playing really good ball. For the most part all year, and especially with them starting to be consistent with the run game and Josh Jacobs. Packers have been really playing good ball on the offensive side of the ball, and they just have so many talented weapons at the wide receiver position for the Packers, and also in the tight end room as well. Over under both these teams can put up points. I might take the over, but I'm not sure who's gonna win. These are two very good teams, and it's a divisional game. I'm gonna just go over under 51.5. I don't think that's a bad prop to play.
Y'all still there?
I am. I don't know what's going on
Oh.
with Smitty. I know JMIK
Oh, I'm here.
busy.
Dang, I was muted. I'm doing what y'all did. Man. Hey, look, y'all. I found that picture, man, of what he posted. Whoa, he gave a little more than what I thought it would have been.
I'm trying to see if what I'm seeing right now is right, but
I
it looks
posted
like
it in the. Oh,
Andrew Luck is becoming the general manager for Stanford.
okay. Shout out to Andrew, man. Continue in the fight.
Yeah, it looks like it was announced
Hey,
earlier
Pop, look in the
today.
group and see what Gibbs posted.
Oh wow.
That's a lot.
What?
I thought it was gonna be a little bit.
If this is real, it- mm, if this is real, this is bad.
Hey, can anybody else see the group chat at this moment? Certified or didn't it?
Didn't see what?
What they're alleging Gibbs posted on his social media but deleted. But that's them and half of their pass protection playbook.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Gibbs who?
showing Jameer,
Jameer,
the running back,
Oh.
is
I posted it
showing
in our
play
group.
call.
Mm.
It's showing dropbacks. It's showing even protection calls for certain plays. It's hard to tell because of
How the
the
fuck did he do
camera
that?
camera quality, bro. I
I
don't
think they were
know.
doing a TikTok from what I'm reading.
And he snapped this,
Oh.
and it looks like a whiteboard
Oh
wall.
God.
I posted it in our group, man.
Uh,
That's a whoa.
Oh God.
if this is real, that's bad. That's all the way bad. I'm not gonna even lie.
I mean, the dude that posted it is a Detroit fan. Uh, he's talking about it in a very way. I mean, I'm hoping it's true that I ain't looking at something crazy, but I see multiple. That's whew. That's a lot. That's a lot to put out there, bro.
Well, I hope that's just a game plan and not like
This is a lot though, bro. Like I don't know if that's just a game plan. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's over 30 plays on this board. I don't know if that's one game. So you know what I mean? You got the kid. It looked like it say kills and everything. They got the audibles and oh yeah. Well, hopefully nobody good enough to clarify what that is, and they don't pull that up. That would be
shit.
somebody go get some clear footage of what that is and go to it.
Hey man, gotta be paying attention to what you be posting with that damn
Yeah.
on them damn lives and shit, man. That's why I be telling my people at the watch parties and shit, bro. Don't come around me with no motherfucking phone where you on live and all that other type shit, and you don't know what the fuck I'm doing or nothing, man. Like I don't need my whole life on the fucking internet, man. I don't need people to know what I'm doing every fucking moment of my life.
Hey, shout out to Amber. She just sent me a clip that confirmed that that post is real. That's crazy, bro.
Bruh, hold on. So I'm watching the interview, right? So
Yeah.
the coaching staff, they didn't know about it. The reporter snitched. Cause he asked
Yeah,
him, look, I'll play it out loud. Look.
Mm.
yeah, they talking to Dan Campbell about it. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
look. Here, I'll play it out loud. I can't play the video, bro.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, I need to check on that. Did not know that.
Wow. Well,
Yeah, I'd
Jesus
rather our stuff not be out.
Christ. That's not a good look, man. You gotta be smarter in moments like that. You can't post whiteboard with half your playbook on it, man.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, man, you gotta be aware of that shit. I don't even understand why you got that shit out when you got company around. You don't know who the fuck uh recording or taking pictures or whatever. Just gotta be a little smarter than that. Not saying that he did it on purpose or nothing like that, but just tighten up, youngin.
Hey, Mick, did you get a chance to comment on this game? I know you.
Nah. I mean, it's gonna be a close game. I'll take the Packers plus the 5.5. I do think the Lions are gonna win, but I think the Packers are gonna cover. I would say this, man. It's hard to predict what's gonna happen in these games. I guess this one's a little bit easier because both these teams played on Thursday. So, um, props I like. Give
They
me
play
Jared Goff.
Thursday again, so they technically get a
Yeah,
full slate. I never seen that
yeah,
before. That's something new. I never seen team play back to back Thursdays.
yeah. I think they do this every Thanksgiving, where like two of the teams that played on Thanksgiving actually play the next Thursday.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I mean, props I like Jared Goff's passing yards. I like Montgomery getting the end zone with this Gibbs thing. I'm not sure what the team's gonna do with him, so I'll stay away from him. Give me Sam Laporta getting the end zone. I like Sam getting the end zone a lot. And then on the right on the Packer side, give me the running backs yards. Give me an anytime interception for Jordan Love. And then give me Jared Reed for his receptions and a touchdown too.
That's the last one, man. I'm still a little messed up about this Gibbs situation. I mean, that's something you can't do. as a player, man, as you young players out there, man, that's coming up in the game right now, don't take pictures in your war room, man. Don't do that, okay? Wherever there's plays or any type of anything that's going to be used on Saturdays or Sundays, even Fridays, do not post that to your social media. Be careful what you post. That's about it. We appreciate y'all. It's 98 people in here, man. If you're on the X side, you haven't came to the YouTube side yet, click the link, man. Come over to the YouTube side. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow all the hosts, co-hosts, and the CheckDown X page. All of it's in the description. Anything y'all got for the people before we get out of here, man?
Just keep tapping in with us every Saturday. Tell a friend, tell a friend. Can't wait to chop it up with y'all next week.
Yeah, I mean the same thing. I mean, just I mean, keep joining us every Saturday morning for these picks. I mean, college football, but there's not a whole bunch left in college football, so just kind of enjoy it at this point.
Hey man, appreciate y'all. I really do. Like Pop say, man, tell a friend, man. Come fuck with us.
Yeah, man, we appreciate y'all week in, week out. Until next week, man, y'all know what it is, man. Tap in. We'll be live on. We'll be doing some spaces. I've been trying to do a little better. Probably doing it there tomorrow. But yeah, man, appreciate y'all for tapping in. See y'all next week.